And it's just a great place, and Boca Bowl does a fantastic job. It's one of the premier bowls that we want to be at, so it means a lot to me, and looking forward to a great game.
Last time you were here, you had a quarterback that set an all-time record for touchdown passes in the NCAA. Tell me about your quarterback tonight, though.
Well, really fired up about, Caden Melkamp, and he's done a great job this year, and, we hopefully can put the finishing touches on that and get a big bowl win tonight.
Your opposition, James Madison, relatively new program. You guys have been through this where you came to D1. They're a turnover machine. I'm not saying they're going to have 8 interceptions in one game, but they have a lot of turnovers. Tell me about what to expect from that team.
Well, they're a good football team. They're a complete team. They do a good job on all 3 phases. We got to do a good job of moving the ball, taking care of the ball, making explosive plays, and then we got to stop them on defense, and it's about points, We got to go score points. We got to limit their points.
Coach, best of luck tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there's Tyson Helton, the head coach of Western Kentucky. The opponent tonight, James Madison, their head coach, Bob Chesney, in his first year, once again with Evan Cohen.
Coach, first FBS job, first year at your FBS job, and first bowl game right off the bat here at the Boca Bowl. What does this all mean to you?
That means a lot. It means that there's a lot of work that went into this behind the scenes. I think there's been a lot of ability to bring people together ultimately. There's great football players, great football coaches, great football support and community, but ultimately great people, and that's what I'm most proud of.
What about the quarterback position? Got to go right there. Obviously, there's a change today because of injury. Tell us who's starting and why.
Yeah, so our first quarterback, Alonzo, on the final play of the game, got hurt and had to have surgery on his knee, so he's out. Our backup quarterback had surgery on his elbow, so he's also out. So now went to Billy. Billy played a little, Billy Atkins, and played some backup role for a lot of the year. So he's been in a really good spot, taking 1 million reps. We're really excited to see him get a chance to reveal all the hard work he's done up to this point in time.
You guys have been a turnover machine, forcing them left and right. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah, you got to do it. You're not turning over, you're taking them away, and we just got to focus on taking them away again today.
Coach Chesney, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks so much.
All right, so there you go. The 2 head coaches, James Madison, Western Kentucky, having to prove that today is the day for doing. It's all brought to you by the Home Depot. Help cover all your home safety gaps with Kidda smoke alarms, only from the Home Depot. We kick it off in one of the most beautiful places in America, Boca Raton, Florida next. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Kevin Richter. We'll get you out to Boca Raton, Florida, FAU Stadium coming up. Reminder, this is the first of 2 games we have today and tonight on ESPN Radio. Cal and number 24, UNLV, will come your way in the Art of Sport LA Bowl. Roxy Bernstein, Max Starks have that call. Cal 6-6, UNLV is 10-3. Our matchup today from the Boca Raton Bowl, Western Kentucky and James Madison. Each team comes in with 8 wins. Western Kentucky 8-5. James Madison is 8-4. In fact, let's go inside the numbers with JMU, brought to you by GNC. At GNC, they're not waiting on the sidelines. Let them help you build more muscle, lose weight, or hit your wellness goals for your fuel your fitness at GNC.com. James Madison, 27-9 in 3 seasons as an FBS program. They're one of 5 group of 5 programs to have 8+ wins in each of the last 3 seasons. James Madison, Western Kentucky. It's our kickoff. We go to SMU Stadium, and we join the most eclectic broadcast team in America with Evan Cohen on the sidelines. Alongside Freddie Coleman, here's Chris Carlin.
Eclectic, odd, dynamic. We'll take it all. Doesn't matter what adjective you choose to use, Kevin Winter. But boy, are we in for some entertainment tonight. Welcome, everybody, to Howard Schnellenberger Field here in Boca Raton, Florida, on the campus of Florida Atlantic University. It is the Boca Raton Bowl, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, and the James Madison Dukes. So glad you could join us tonight on ESPN Radio. Evan Cohen will be down on the field. We will call him by whatever name we choose to in any particular moment. So if you hear Earl, if you hear Steve, if you hear Dave, it's Evan. But we're just going to choose to take it any way we want.
I want to make sure that you're going to use a word that starts with Z. If you can get a name that starts with Z and work that to the broadcast in place of Evan's first name, I want to see exactly, Chris Carlin, how you're going to do that.
We'll check in with Zephyr in just a bit down on the sideline. But let's get to Freddie Coleman's game plan tonight, brought to you by Verizon. At Verizon, you can trade in any phone in any condition from one of our top brands for the new iPhone 16 Pro. Terms and conditions apply. See Verizon.com for details. Freddie, let's start with James Madison. The Dukes at 8-4 coming in, 4-4 in the Sun Belt Conference. They finished in the Sun Belt this year in third place in the Eastern Division. 31 transfers this year to this team, and that's because Kurt Cignetti had so much success and took his program and players, a lot of them, with him to Indiana. He's in the college football playoff. For James Madison, it was almost the unthinkable to lose your starting quarterback on the very last play of the regular season. Alonzo Barnett went down. He had a terrific year where he threw 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And tonight, it's Billy Atkins, who is a redshirt junior from Parkton, Maryland. And he has thrown exactly one pass in his 15 career games. So as we look at that, rather one pass this season and then played in 15 career games, what are we looking for here from the Dukes?
Well, if you're James Madison, remember the old commercial, Under Armour, we got to protect this house. They must protect this quarterback when it comes to Billy Atkins, because everything you mentioned, he's the guy behind the guy, because you lose your starting quarterback and then you lose the backup to him with an elbow injury. That's something that Bob Chesney talked about, Evan Cohen, in the pregame. So if you're Billy Atkins, if you throw more than 25 times today, then James Madison, Chris, is going to be in a lot of trouble. That means you're putting too much on his shoulders, because Western Kentucky's been able to stop their running game.
Bob Chesney, the head coach of the Dukes in his first year, spent 6 years at Holy Cross. You know him well. Made the FCS playoffs, had a dynamic career on the FCS level, and he is one of those guys that looks like your classic ladder climber as far as a head coach.
And the one thing about him is he loves being an overachiever. He loves when you put something in front of him and say, you won't be able to jump over that hurdle. Then he winds up doing that. He did that at Holy Cross, where he went to back-to-back FCS playoff appearances. They were able to upset UConn. They gave Army all they can handle at West Point, losing by 3 points. So he knew exactly what kind of situation was going to be with James Madison. And when things went left, he decided to stay right and make it work for him in his first season at JMU.
Tyson Helton is the head coach at Western Kentucky. He is the younger brother of Clay Helton. They're best friends, but completely different in terms of their personalities. Clay, the former head coach at USC, currently at Georgia Southern. He's got 35 players that are right now in the transfer portal from the beginning of the season until now, but many of them are playing in this game tonight, including his outstanding quarterback. He is the player of the year on the offensive side in Conference USA, Caden Veldkamp.
Yeah, Caden Veldkamp won the job because they brought in somebody else, TJ Finley, to be the starting quarterback. And Coach Helton told him, and he was very upfront with Caden, saying, you know, you're going to be the back. We think this guy's going to be better. So what happens? TJ gets injured. Caden takes the job away, never gives it back. Offensive player in Conference USA, and now he made that guy be one of the many transfers when it comes to Western Kentucky, leaving this program once again.
All right, first time tonight, little bit humid, but a lovely evening in Boca Raton. So downstairs we go to the field here at FAU Stadium to Ethan Cohen. Ethan?
Yes, Carlin and Freddie, thank you very much. You mentioned, of course, Howard Schnellenberger. This is his field. His wife was on the coin toss earlier moments ago. But you mentioned Schnellenberger as it relates to Tyson Helton. Helton's father actually coached for Schnellenberger at the University of Miami. His dad, Kim, was an assistant coach at Florida, Miami, and with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all in this state. And obviously all the members of this team in the transfer portal, winning a game like tonight would obviously prevent an exodus. I don't know, like the Rams leaving St. Louis to go to L.A., possibly. If Western Kentucky can win this game tonight, expect a lot of these players to stay. Guys?
Odd comparison, somewhat self-serving. It seems to mention the Rams leaving St. Louis there, but whatever. Evan does what he must to promote his morning show.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with some self-promotion?
On Sportsmanlike, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m.
There you go.
On ESPN Radio, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Western Kentucky has won the toss. They have elected to defer, so James Madison will receive. It'll be Riley Stevens to kick off for Western Kentucky. They're in their red uniforms with white trim, white numbers and lettering, and the white WKU across each side of the red helmets. James Madison in their purple uniforms, white numbers and lettering, purple helmets with the purple and gold JMU on the side. Cam Ross back deep. Ball is in the air. Kick deep. Ross will let it go over his head, and we'll have a 1st and 10 for James Madison as it lands on the C in Boca Raton and the end zone to our left. Billy Atkins, it's a redshirt junior from Parkton, Maryland, has played in 15 games in his career. 48% completion percentage, 293 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's played sparingly, to say the least. But, boy, they love to run the football, especially with George Pettaway, transfer from North Carolina, who rushed for 880 yards to lead the Dukes this season. At the 25-yard line, it will be 1st down and 10 for the Dukes. Atkins in the shotgun, 2 backs flanking him. And to the near side, it is Pettaway getting to the corner right around the right tackle and picks up about 2, where he's taken down by the corner, 2-2 Griffin.
The last time we saw Western Kentucky's defense, they gave up 386 yards rushing in the Conference USA Championship game versus Jacksonville State. So to say stop the run has to be paramount, that is really going to be paramount because we're going to see a lot of that today from James Madison in the offense.
Western Kentucky showing some different looks on the defensive side, just underway in the backfield. Joby Merrily on 2nd down gets the call on the straight-ahead run to the 30-yard line as he picks up 3. It's going to leave a 3rd down and 5 for the Dukes after Sebastian Benjamin, the outside linebacker from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, made the tackle.
He did a terrific job, not only getting blocked, but not staying blocked. Able to play off of that, keep the edge on the outside, force it back inside to make the play from his defensive end spot, the outside linebacker spot.
The Dukes will go with twins to the right side. Motion to the near side right is the tight end, Taylor Thompson. On 3rd down and 5, Atkins to throw, taking a deep shot downfield, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands, down the sideline of Omarion Gollison down that left sideline. Had a step, had a chance, could not haul it in.
He put it right on his number because they bring double blitzes on the inside between the center and the guard, and you could not have walked that ball better down the field. What Atkins was able to do, Chris, he put that right on his chest. If you're Dallas, you got to be able to bring that in against man-to-man press coverage.
Kent Robinson was there on the coverage. One of the backup corners pressed into play because of transfer portal defections. KD Hutchinson is back deep, flagged down before the punt. Good, high, straightaway kick. Fair catch called for at the 24-yard line by Hutchinson after Ryan Hansen's punt. But it looks like we're going to have a false start or an illegal shift of some sort up front.
And how about that 3 and out by the defense of WKU, Chris, getting off the field when the ball did not go the way of them on that pass play, and James Madison had a chance for a bigger play.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. The right tackle was in the backfield at the snap. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced in the end of the kick. 1st down and 10, Western Kentucky.
So Nolan Dumas, our referee tonight, leading this Mountain West crew. His bowl season is well underway. Excited that you're going to be joining us on ESPN Radio throughout bowl season. Here in Boca Raton, Western Kentucky gets their first chance on offense with Caden Veldkamp, the son of the strength and conditioning coach Jason Veldkamp on the Western Kentucky staff. Gets a chance, threw for 2,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 10 interceptions en route to becoming Conference USA's Offensive Player of the Year. He's in the gun on 1st down with twins to his left. He will hand it off, and James Madison right in the backfield, not giving Elijah Young a chance. Eric O'Neill, a name you will hear all night tonight. Shut that play down. They lost 3.
Because he's a man that averaged 3 tackles per game, but also 17.5 tackles for loss. If you're not able to block him, I'll give a word of advice to Western Kentucky's offensive line. Air versus O'Neill, Air's going to lose that battle every time. You got to find a way to block that guy at the point of attack.
O'Neill, a former FCS All-American at Long Island University, on 2nd and 13. Veldkamp to throw. Out in the flat. He connects. It's Young, but Young maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That's about it. Didn't even gain a half yard. It's going to be 3rd down and long coming up for Western Kentucky.
Gannon Weathersby was so good getting to the outside of that point of attack, Chris, and making sure he funneled everything back on the inside. It's going to be very hard to try to make plays wide against this defense that is so aggressive and so fast when it comes to the Dukes.
Bunch formation to the right side, short side of the field, third down. Call it a long 12 out of the gun. Here comes the blitz. Belkamp with the pressure coming, connects a broken tackle to the near side, and at the 30-yard line, Keyshawn Johnson, no relation, and fewer bad takes as well across the 30-yard line to the 34, but well short of the first down.
Yeah, the defensive coordinator James Madison really doing a great job heating him up when it came to Luke Hempel. Dialed up that blitz. He was not going to sit back and play coverage, not sit back in zone. He had two deep safeties on the hashes, then went to a man-to-man and brought that blitz that enabled that pass to get off quickly by Belkamp.
On to punt for the first time tonight, Cole Maynard for Western Kentucky. Maynard takes a low snap, pulls it down, boots it away, and this is a good one, straight down the center of the field at the 22-yard line. A fair catch called for by Yamir Knight. Timeout on the field. We have got 11:51 remaining in the opening quarter. We are scoreless between Western Kentucky and James Madison. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/teamwork to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teamwork.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown. He throws a block and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first TD scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Beautiful evening in Boca Raton, Florida. As we speak, 76 degrees, a little bit humid, but nothing to complain about. For certain, a good one between Western Kentucky and James Madison. James Madison this year, 8-4 in the Sun Belt Conference, and Western Kentucky finished 8-5 in Conference USA, 6-2 in conference play. And they had a situation where they had a chance at a championship back-to-back weeks. Freddie Coleman and facing Jacksonville State eked out a win in the final regular season game at 19-17, but then got blown out in the championship game, 52-12.
Yeah, Tyson Hill, the head coach, even said that they basically kicked their behinds on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And when you were able to not be able to stand up and push that back, that's why they got over in that championship game after winning the week before 19-17, the final play of the game.
And so the Dukes get the football for the second time with Billy Atkins, who showed his arm on the first series, had an opportunity at a big play down the left sideline, but could not connect with Omarion Dollison on first down. In the backfield, he will be joined by George Pettaway. Career 973 yards and 7 touchdowns between JMU and North Carolina. On first down, they will go with the backup quarterback. That's J.C. Evans, more of a runner, a freshman from Miami, Florida, and Central High School, not too far down the road. We're told you get a chance to see him tonight, a guy who's a real dynamic athlete.
And plenty of times when they run that little quarterback power, they love to run behind the left side of that offensive line. That is the strength of the offensive line for James Madison. Normally, teams will run right-handed. They're more of a left-handed running team no matter who's running the football.
James Madison going to load up on the right side of the offensive line with 2 extra tight ends in the gun. Evans stays in the game. Will fake the handoff. He'll run outside left, and he's got running room across the 40. Down the left sideline, inside Western Kentucky territory, and finally shoved out of bounds by Jai Eugene after a 28-yard pickup.
This was so good that you get the defense committing to the left side of defense, and then you pull the ball out, and you get to wide open spaces on the left side. Really good read by the eyesight of Evans, and then the quickness and the feedability to get outside and make that a big play.
Boy, what a fake, too. Atkins comes back in at quarterback and be flanked in the backfield by both Petaway and Wayne Knight. Petaway will get the call. He'll run left, trying to get outside. Penalty flag comes in from the offensive backfield as he is hit out of bounds on the James Madison sideline, and many of his friends coming to his defense after he was shoved aside by Kylan Guidry once he got out of bounds. But we'll check the penalty here with Nolan Dumas. It's certainly in the area of holding.
Yeah, it looks like because they threw the flag at the feet of Josh Toda, the number 72, the left tackle. But it looks like James Madison pointing in the direction of Western Kentucky that may be on them.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, number 26, defense. That 15-yard penalty is added at the end of the run, an automatic. First down.
Wow.
Yeah, Jai Eugene Jr., because they've outlawed that play. It used to be that if you were a smaller defender and the bigger guy came to block you, you could go at his knees to get rid of that kind of interference to provide for the running back. They looked at that play now. That's a dangerous play. So that's why Jai Eugene Jr. got called that penalty flag, trying to get rid of the offensive lineman, creating that running space for James Madison.
So all of a sudden the Dukes have the football at the 28-yard line of Western Kentucky. Here's Atkins in the gun. He's got Knight to his left. 2 receivers stacked out to the wide side left. Quick throw left. Atkins connects. On the reception, it's Knight. Ymir Knight dancing his way down the sideline and tiptoes his way to close to a first down near the 18-yard line. Devontae Matthews was there to make the tackle, officially a gain of 9, as they'll hurry to the line of scrimmage.
He should have made that tackle to make it a 2nd down and 9, Chris, because he was right there in position trying to get away from the block on that quick screen to the left side, but he missed that tackle. That allowed 8 more yards to happen in favor of the offense of James Madison.
Wayne Knight and Ymir Knight, twin brothers from Smyrna, Georgia. Smyrna, Delaware, excuse me. Out of the shotgun, J.C. Evans back in. Quarterback draw straight ahead. We'll have the first down to the 15, being gang tackled by a host of red jerseys just outside the left hash at the 14, and a pickup of 5 for Evans.
You get the sense that Bob Chesney, the head coach of James Madison, told his offense coordinator, Dean Kennedy, yeah, enough of that throwing the ball foolishness. Let's run right at this defense, because we're not seeing Western Kentucky, Chris, playing the other side of the line of scrimmage. Guys are getting pushed back and pushed back. They're not pushing back against the offensive line. They have not been able to change that line of scrimmage so far in this drive against James Madison.
No score, 9:07 left opening quarter, but James Madison knocking on the door with the 6th play of the drive coming up. In the shotgun, it's Atkins, first down at the 15. Atkins hands it off, running right, Petway inside the 10, down to the 6. Finally ripped to the ground by Keyshawn Swanson, but 7 more yards on that inside run between the tackles.
Yeah, take a bow, Cole Potts, the right guard, who did a tremendous job just wiping out the left defensive end, Deontay McCray. Deontay McCray was the catcher and not the tackler, because Cole Potts was so good from the right guard spot, pushing him out of the way, creating that running lane for James Madison.
Evans back in. Taji Hudson goes wide left along with Ymir Knight in the slot left. One receiver tight to the formation right. Petway remains in the backfield. Evans, quarterback draw, running left. Got the corner, and daylight and a touchdown. Never even touched as he takes it in for the 7-yard score. First rushing touchdown of the career of the freshman, J.C. Evans from Miami Central High School. And the Dukes have got a 6-0 lead with 8:03 to go in the opening quarter.
They had 7 men on the line of scrimmage and only 1 linebacker. And the minute, Chris, he got to the second level, green grass and fresh air have never made tackles in the history of football. So once he got to the left side of that, they did a great job wiping out the first 7. Only one linebacker going to get the other side. That's an easy touchdown to run to the left side by James Madison.
Noe Ruelas, who is in the transfer portal, went 14 of 16 this season, is on for the point after the snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0, James Madison on top of Western Kentucky with 8:03 left here in the opening quarter. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
No matter how good you are at protecting your personal info, you can't stop others from dropping the ball. Places like retailers, doctors, and airlines can accidentally expose your info, leaving you open to identity theft. That's why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for identity theft and will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't drop the ball. Get LifeLock today. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/sports. Terms apply.
This holiday season, make Champs Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champs Sports store or champsports.com. Champs Sports, sport for life.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Second drive of the night for James Madison turns into points. 7 plays, 77 yards, 3:48 off the clock. J.C. Evans with a 7-yard touchdown. He went for 43 yards rushing on 4 carries. On that drive, the backup quarterback, a freshman, getting an opportunity to play. He and Billy Atkins will trade off throughout the evening. And boy, Freddie Coleman, you saw some dynamic moves there from Evans.
Well, the offensive line did a fantastic job, but give him a lot of credit being able to read it. Where he sees the defense collapse down the running back, that 27-yard run, that really got that offense in the rhythm because they did a good job early Western Kentucky. But once he got that run, things rolled downhill against them on that drive.
Evan Cohen on the sideline, enlighten us.
Carlin, we talked to people before the game with James Madison, and they told us they were hoping with the backup quarterbacks they would run the football. They didn't want to throw 8 interceptions in one game here. So what they've done is they've used that redshirt freshman, J.C. Evans, and they've used 2 guys on the sidelines, one in red, one in green, that stand out, giving them massive hand signals. So they're running a lot of RPO, run-pass option, no huddle, and you've got Evans spinning around out there like a young dreidel.
Did you hear the resignation in my sigh?
Yes,
right there?
I did.
Yeah.
You are resigned to your fate. We are the captains of our souls.
Yes. Really, this is all just a playback in the morning show. So Evan can get it all in. By the way, you had already used the 8 interceptions in your interview earlier with Tyson Helton. So well done to double up right there. Just covering your tracks. Evan, of course, in his just storied high school career, threw 8 interceptions in one game.
Sarcasm.
No, he literally did.
Not.
Which leads one to ask the question, how did he get a chance to throw 8 interceptions in one game?
My question is, how did he get a chance to throw an interception past the third one? Usually you get 3, you get a seat on the bench.
That's my point.
Yeah, he got 5 more chances to not throw the football to guys on his same team.
Spinning like a young dreidel. Only Evan.
At least you're not calling him Owen or Zephyr or Xavier or Joshua.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, the game's still young.
7-0, James Madison on the touchback. Western Kentucky gets the football. Caden Veldkamp to throw out to the right, incomplete at the 30-yard line. Tried to connect with Keyshawn Johnson, but that was at his feet. Never had a chance on that quick throw to the outside right.
Yeah, he threw him the damn ball, but he didn't make the damn catch. It was Keyshawn Johnson, because you run the simple out route. The quarterback gets the ball on time. Help your quarterback to get this drive started if you're Western Kentucky.
Veldkamp trying to hurry it up. Twins to each side. In the backfield with him, it's Elijah Young. He's off his right hip. He'll get the call straight ahead. Young runs right into the teeth of the defense and picks up 2 to about the 27. It'll be 3rd and long coming up. Eric O'Neill there once again. What a season he had, with 17 and a half tackles for loss and 12 sacks from the defensive end spot. Pair him with Kyrie Mann's 11 and a half tackles for loss and 8 sacks. They'll hurry it up on 3rd down and 8. Stack a pair of receivers out wide left. Here comes the blitz. Veldkamp to throw with time over the middle. It's dropped. Nearly a sure touchdown, as the ball would have been caught at midfield, but Easton Messer had it too easy. Right on the number 8 on his jersey, and he goes to the sideline. Head held low.
Because you have the slot slant. They're able to get inside. There's no free safety help in the middle. They bring an all-out blitz, trying to bring more than you can block. And if you're Easton Messer, you catch that football, you start in Boca Raton, and you wind up in Cuba. That's how much you've been able to run and get that touchdown for Western Kentucky.
On to punt, second time tonight. Cole Maynard. Ymir Knight back deep. They're coming after it. He gets it away. Line drive kick. Spiraling. Fair catch made by Ymir Knight at the 33-yard line. Timeout on the field. We have got 7 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. 7-0 James Madison over Western Kentucky. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code OT on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
James Madison, 7-0 lead over Western Kentucky. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Kevin Winter. The college football playoff begins Friday night. First round action, Indiana, Notre Dame. Coverage starts 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Triple header on Saturday. And as you go back to Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, and Evan Cohen in Boca Raton, Florida, 2 burning questions over the next 72 hours. Is Ryan Day really coaching for his job? And how bad was Evan Cohen's backup in high school that Evan Cohen could throw 8 picks in a game? Guys, back to you.
It makes me think Evan Cohen was his own backup in high school. That's it. And I'm still not sure how the age of a dreidel itself would factor in young dreidel. I know that's Evan's nickname at times, but still, it's all mixed in there. I don't get it.
What's the song line? Things to make you go, We got a lot of those going on right now.
Well, Western Kentucky, a team that averages 260-plus yards per game throwing the football so far with just 6 yards passing and 5 total yards midway through the first quarter. James Madison with a 7-0 lead over the Hilltoppers. And on first down, a flag flies and the play gets blown dead. And we're going to have a false start coming up.
That's been the best defensive play.
Snap, false start, number 60, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
To be clear, Evan called himself Young Dreidel on the show last week.
Well, when you give yourself a nickname, you invite criticism.
You do.
Yes, and you got to take the blowback
Can
anyway.
you give yourself a nickname?
You really shouldn't.
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can, but
That's more of a
frowned upon.
philosophical question than an Evan Cohen question.
But do you think Evan Cohen has an answer?
Evan, are you allowed to give yourself a nickname?
Guys, I'm over it. That was not my nickname. That was Canty and Michelle who gave me that nickname. I'm over it. Back to you guys up top.
Thank you, Evan. And listen, let's talk about your mic placement as well in just a bit. As J.C. Evans goes for about 7 yards on first down out to the 35-yard line. Back in there, and he is picking up yards in chunks. He's swallowing the microphone a little bit. A lot of yelling into it. It's a bit much for a replacement.
Yeah, well, right now, put it this way. If you're going to yell into the microphone, make sure that the yell is going to be a quiet yell if you're Evan Cohen, because that's what Bob Chesney, the head coach, doing the sidelines right now for James Madison, letting his quarterback know, hey, you did the right thing, but, hey, make a better move. It was quiet yelling, but the quarterback understood the message.
It is a 2nd down and 8. Atkins back in, throws it left, juggled, but caught. Wayne Knight out of the backfield in the flat on the left side is shouldered out of bounds at the 41-yard line, about 2 yards short of the first down, a gain of 6 on that quick throw outside.
Yeah, Tyson Summers, the defensive coordinator, Western Kentucky, he's really trying to play uphill with his play calling because he's probably thinking they've had so much success not stopping the run or running the football comes to James Madison, and then they double pass play to make it third and manageable after this drive started with a false start penalty against James Madison.
Atkins will stay in. Joining him in the backfield is Joby Mallory. In the shotgun, 3rd down and 2. Pair of receivers to the right, including Dollison in his slot right. 2 tight ends right. Mallory straight up the middle. I don't think he got there as he ran right into the heart of that Hilltopper defense and only picked up 1, marked short at the 42-yard line of James Madison. 7-0, Duke's on top. Under 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and they're leaving the offense out there.
Because I would. Jaden Mines did a great job playing up the block and making that tackle. But 4th down and 1, you get in touch with inner Dan Campbell right now if you're James Madison to go for it.
They have converted 37% of the time this year on 4th down. Mallory stays in the backfield. He'll go off the left hip of Billy Atkins as they check with the sideline after getting the look from the defense. And now some confusion as the play clock winds down to 4, and they're going to let it run down and call a timeout before the 4th down play.
James Madison.
I don't think it's going to change their mind about what they're going to do, because this is something to make sure the young quarterback that you can get on the same page and make sure you have the right kind of play call. This is a worthwhile timeout by Bob Chesney because you don't want any kind of confusion, and all the momentum that is on your side right now, you don't want to give that to Western Kentucky by making sure everybody's not on the same page.
And so James Madison maybe even going to rethink it a bit, but still, you know Bob Chesney, you have seen him on the FCS level. Is this a guy that by nature is an aggressive coach?
There are type A personalities, and then there's Coach Chesney. He's type A to the 25th power. He believes that the more aggressive team is going to win the football game. That's what he preaches to his team, not just the line of scrimmage, but having that kind of attitude. Even though they took the timeout, like I said, they're not going to try to draw them offside. They're going to go for it here, even though the ball's right now inside the 43-yard line.
Cam Ross splits wide out to the right. Omarion Dollison to the left. Mallory in the backfield gets the call straight ahead. There was nothing there as Western Kentucky comes up with a huge 4th down stop led by the corner Kent Robinson, who knifed in, but there was a large push on that defensive line, and the Hilltoppers will get great field position after that loss of 1.
Deontay McCray won't get credit for the tackle, but he's the one that fouled that whole thing up. He was able to take on not only 2 blockers, but bench press them back into the lap of the running back. So now the running back had to stop his feet. He had no room to run, and that allowed the rest of the Western Kentucky defense to get home and make that play and now give them momentum because now they have a short field, and you got to get points out of this drive by your defense having your back if you're Western Kentucky.
Caden Veldkamp, who has laced a couple right into the chest of his receivers, but they haven't helped out with some drops on first down. He will hand it off, trying to go around the corner, getting it to the outside. On the run, it's Elijah Young inside the 20, or down to the 25-yard line, inside the 25 to the 24, a pickup of 17. On the off-tackle run, the safety Chris Sheeran made the tackle. But another first down here for Western Kentucky, trying to capitalize with 4:40 left in the opening quarter, trailing 7-0 to James Madison here in the Boca Raton Bowl. Young, who had been split out, motions back into the backfield, takes the handoff, turns on the jet, straight up the middle, found a small crease, and on the right hash is taken down at the 19-yard line. A pickup of 4. Michael McMullen in the heart of that defensive line for James Madison took him down.
I love the fact they're doing a little tempo here, but both times the first 2 running plays of this drive, Quintavious Leslie, your left guard, they pulled them around the tight end and try to create that kind of space and really get on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage.
Veldkamp in the gun, sends in motion Johnson to the near side left. Here he is out of the shotgun, turns, throws back to Johnson, who is immediately throttled at the 26-yard line for a big loss. It was DJ Barksdale who came up and made the stop. It's a loss of 6.
Bad decision, number one, to throw that play across the field, because we almost had a Nick Benito situation, the Denver Broncos versus the Colts. We saw that on Sunday, and he takes that pick 6. Hey, Caden, sometimes it's good to say, hey, the defense won this one. Throw the football away. 2nd and 6 is 3rd and 6 a lot better than where you are right now after having a positive start to this drive.
3rd down and long coming up at the 26-yard line. Motion at the far side, KD Hutchinson now trips right. In the shotgun, Veldkamp. Here comes the pressure, throws on the in cut. Hutchinson inside the 15-yard line will be near a first down, but lost the football. And James Madison has come away with it. It was Barksdale again who popped it free, and the Dukes come up with the turnover.
When you don't help out your quarterback, you place a lot of stress on both sides of the football. He ran such a great route, a little underneath route, a little jerk route to get inside the defensive tackle. Then you got to protect the football. You have a chance to put some points on the board, but if you don't protect the football, and this defense that prides themselves, the coach said, we don't force turnovers, we make them give it away, and that's what happened with the defense of James Madison.
James Madison has forced their 27th turnover of the season with 3:05 left here in the opening quarter, and after giving Western Kentucky a short field, they take over.
Is under further review.
So they will take a look to make sure that his knee was down. Nolan Dumas, our referee leading this Mountain West Conference.
It's close.
I have not seen one yet. Have you?
I have not seen a replay in terms of what has been able to happen, but give a lot of credit to Dobbsdale linebacker, able to get the fumble recovering, but taking a look at it right now on the replay. And it's close. Maybe the right knee was down, but I wonder if the ball came out just a little bit of a fraction of a second before that right knee was able to hit the turf here at the Boca Raton Bowl.
Evan, you were right there. What did you say?
Yeah, did not. But this was a
dynamite report, Evan. Appreciate it. His mic dropped out. That's not his fault.
Well, the mic dropped out because the ball dropped out when we saw that completion play. And I don't know if there's enough evidence to overturn this in terms of giving the ball back to Western Kentucky. And we're going to find out right now what the referee has to say about what decision has been made from up top.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It is a fumble recovered by James Madison. First down.
So DJ Barksdale gets credit for the strip, and Jacob Dobbs, the linebacker, came up with the recovery as James Madison, after giving a short field to Western Kentucky, turns them over and gets it right back in their own territory with a 7-0 lead. 3:05 to go in the opening quarter.
Jacob Dobbs' favorite song, Enter Sandman by Metallica. So eggs hit the football, enter another possession with James Madison. He was so good getting on the fumble recovery. But you're right about Barksdale. Did not give up on the play. His strong hands taking that ball away from Western Kentucky.
Billy Atkins will start this series at quarterback, and on first down, he will hand it off to Petway, who doesn't make any bones about it, running right into the middle of that defense of Western Kentucky and winning the battle across the 20-yard line for a pickup of 6.
They love to bring the safeties, meaning Western Kentucky, close to the line of scrimmage to protect against the run. But that really also widens out your defense a little bit. If your front four cannot be able to stand up and tie up those blocks and not allow themselves to get pushed back, that we've seen a lot here in this first quarter.
Twins left, second down, and a long 4. Atkins remains. It is George Pettaway off his left hip. Once again, Pettaway exploding at the line of scrimmage for a couple of more. And I say exploding because it seems the second he touches the ball, he is turning on the turbo right away.
Because he puts his foot in the ground and he knows exactly where he has to go. You can't dance against the defense, especially in tight spaces. Pettaway understands that. If you're going to be a tough inside runner, you just put your foot in the ground, and 2 yards is better than try to dance around and trying to find a big play that's not going to be there.
So it is 3rd and 2. Wayne Knight comes in as Pettaway goes to the bench. They'll line up receivers tight to the formation left. And an extra tight end right. Here's Atkins rolling out to throw across his body to the left. It's complete to Knight. And no, they'll say they knocked it out of bounds. He knocked it free just as Knight had it on the sideline. Keyshawn Swanson was the one to knock it out of his hands. Looked like he juggled and caught it. But a fine play by Swanson.
If the ball leads him to the sidelines, it's an easy completion. It's an easy catch, and the drive continues. The ball's a little bit behind him and to the back of his shoulder. You didn't need a back shoulder throw there. Just lead him to the sidelines. That would have been an easy completion, and this drive would have continued for James Madison.
1 minute and 40 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. 7-0. James Madison leading Western Kentucky in the Boca Raton Bowl here at FAU Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida. On to punt it away is Ryan Hansen. This is a bit of a shorter punt, and it will take a Western Kentucky bounce at midfield, and James Madison is going to get the football in good field position right at about the 48-yard line of the Dukes. 25-yard punt and no return as that ball bounced backwards from the 45 of Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Bob Chesney, the head coach, came out and he was trying to be positive despite the negative. He didn't yell at him. He didn't bark at him. He patted him on the helmet saying, we'll get it the next time. He's probably going to leave that to the special teams coach to yell at the punter for having that kind of shank punt, giving great field position for the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky.
Well, another golden opportunity for the Hilltoppers to get the football in James Madison territory. Quick throw out to the right. It's Johnson on the sideline and right in front of the James Madison bench. Fights for every extra yard that he can and is officially ruled out of bounds at the 41. So that's a gain of 7.
Those plays have to happen. Those kind of quick plays, either quick running plays or those quick plays where you get the ball on the outside and have your guys try to make plays in space.
Twins to each side again as they'll go up tempo. Here comes the blitz. Again, quick throw to the right. This time it's Elijah Young and only a yard in the flat at the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd down and a long 2 coming up for Western Kentucky with under a minute to go in the opening quarter and the clock ticking.
Yeah, they brought Barksdale on a blitz from the right side, and that was a smart play to go to the other side, but this defense is really aggressive and quick. That was not going to be a big play against the defense of James Madison because of their scheme.
Receivers bunched right. Quick throw out to the right. Johnson getting blockers and gets the first down. That was predictable. He only needed a couple of yards, and he had 2 big tight ends out there with him to block. Ray Williams shoved him out of bounds and moved the sticks for the first down off that gain of 2.
They outnumbered them. They had 3 guys out there to their 2. It's a very simple pitch and catch. You know you have the numbers game in your favor, Chris, so don't try to do something different. Don't try to tantalize yourself. Just get the ball there quickly. It worked in the first part of this possession, and it worked there for the 3rd down play.
Dalvin Smith, big play receiver, splits out wide left for Western Kentucky under center. Here is Veltkamp. He takes the snap, and it's a little toss end around, and it's Henderson, and it's going nowhere. O'Neal shut it down. Jacob Thomas came up, too, and helped blow it up as the time winds down on the end of the first quarter. The Dukes of James Madison with a 7-0 lead over the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers through 15 minutes here at FAU Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/teamwork to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teamwork.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown. He throws a block and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first TD scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Here in Boca Raton, Florida, 7-0 through 15 minutes. James Madison with the lead over Western Kentucky. Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, Evan Cohen here at Howard Schnellenberger Field at FAU Stadium for the annual Boca Raton Bowl. This has become basically a home away from home for Western Kentucky. They won here in 2016. They won here in 2021. And that was in record-setting fashion with Bailey Zappi, who broke not only the all-time single-season passing yards record with over 5,900 for Western Kentucky, but also threw 63 touchdowns that season. It broke Joe Burrow's record.
I'm surprised he didn't leave his arm out here as many times he threw the football that day, because he was spinning that ball all over the place. And when the quarterback is that hot, you roll with him. They're trying to get the same thing with Caden Veldkamp. I think they're going to lock quicker throws. This way he's not sitting in the pocket. But there are plenty of times, Chris, we sat in the pocket and made the right read, and his receivers let him down. 3 drops in his first quarter against the Western Kentucky quarterback.
So to start the second quarter, the Hilltoppers will have the football at the 38-yard line in the pistol formation. Caden Veldkamp drops back to throw after the fake. In some trouble. Finds a receiver down the left sideline. It's Keyshawn Johnson at the 21-yard line, his favorite target tonight. 5th catch already for Johnson. A pickup of 17. Chris Sheeran there on the tackle.
And how good was that by Veldkamp? Great pressure by Eric O'Neal. He sidesteps to the left a little bit, keeping his eyes downfield, and an accurate throw for the first down.
Hurry it up. Again, Veldkamp to throw, this time out to the right. And once again, it's Johnson who is tripped up on the near sideline at the 21-yard line. Only a gain of about 2, maybe 1. Chauncey Logan, the corner, with a great job to get him by the shoelaces.
This is such a sure tackling team when it comes to James Madison. Very rarely does the first guy put his hands on an opposing player and you're able to get away. They are very, very good that once they get on you, they keep their hands on you, and it's hard to get away.
Second down, 9 for Western Kentucky, down 7-0. Motioning into the backfield, Omarion Dollison. Here is a handoff inside. It will go to George Hart on his first carry. And Hart inside the 20-yard line, just outside the right hash, will pick up 4. It's going to leave a 3rd down and call it 5.
That's been their favorite running play, where they pull the left guard, Quantavious Leslie, pulling him from the left side and having the tight end follow him and creating that hole when they do a little pin and pull to try to create running back space.
At the 17, Elijah Young motioning out of the backfield. Quick tunnel screen inside. It's a first down and more near the goal line and in for the touchdown. It is a score for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Musa Berry, his first snap of the night at receiver, was able to break a tackle inside the 5 and take it in for the score.
I love the tunnel screen call, but I also love the toughness that Musa Berry showed by getting into the end zone, because this is the way you want to diagram it. You get him a little bit inside, you get the block from Easton Messer, and a terrific job by Evan Wibbley, the center, to get downfield and create that space and create that block. But give Musa Berry a lot of credit. Two guys had a chance, Chris, to knock him down to keep him from scoring inside the 5-yard line. He was able to shred those two tackles and get in. And now if you're Western Kentucky, you can go, whoo, we can breathe a little bit. We got a little momentum, and we finally were able to put some points on the board.
So Musa Berry, the redshirt sophomore from Norcross, Georgia, with the touchdown reception. He was on the Conference USA All-Freshman team a year ago, and that is his first touchdown of the season. Played in just the first 5 games of the year and has been able to return from injury after missing the last couple of months.
Yeah, Jacob Thomas, the strong safety, was one of the players down on the ground when it came to the defense. He collided with Chris Sheeran, and so he's the one, Chris Sheeran, the free safety, a little safety and safety-friendly fire happening involving the two safeties, involving Jacob Thomas and Chris Sheeran. And it looks like Jacob Thomas, the one that now is getting to his feet with a little bit of assistance. But give a lot of credit to Barry. He was able to fight off the two tackles, allowing those guys to collide and find his way to get into the end zone for 6.
And so Western Kentucky with an opportunity to tie this game up here early in the second quarter. On for the point after. Here comes Lucas Carnero. He this season was the Conference USA Special Teams Player of the Year. 17 of 18 on field goals and 6 of 6 from 50 plus.
Yeah, Tyson Helton believes, even though he's not a finalist for the Lou Groza Award, he believes that he has the best kicker in the country on this football team at Western Kentucky.
Carnero there to hold. Cole Maynard, the punter. Carnero's lining up to kick. Maynard is the holder. Good snap, good spot. The kick is up and through the uprights to our right. Early second quarter, we are tied at 7 after that 8-play, 48-yard drive, resulting in the touchdown of 17 yards for Western Kentucky and Musa Berry. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
No matter how good you are at protecting your personal info, you can't stop others from dropping the ball. Places like retailers, doctors, and airlines can accidentally expose your info, leaving you open to identity theft. That's why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for identity theft and will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't drop the ball. Get LifeLock today. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/sports. Terms apply.
This holiday season, make Champs Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champs Sports store or champsports.com. Champs Sports, sport for life.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only had to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Bowl season officially underway. Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, Evan Cohen here at FAU Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida. It is Western Kentucky tying this game up a moment ago at 7, thanks to a 17-yard touchdown pass from Caden Veldkamp to Musa Berry on the score, who had missed the last couple of months with injury, but back out there and able to take it in. James Madison scored early to take the 7-0 lead, but we are knotted up as the Dukes will get the football back.
By the Western Kentucky, their first 2 possessions, Chris, they had 6 yards of total offense. I'd say 5 yards of total offense. Ever since then, they've been able to accumulate 74 yards of total offense. Give them a lot of credit. Took to a short field, almost made it pay off in the last possession before the fumble, but then they get the short punt, they get the ball on the other side of the 50, and they make it count for 6. And Caden Veldkamp now 10-12, but 58 yards in this ball game for Western Kentucky, the quarterback.
Settling down a little bit. He was 6 of 6 on that drive after a slow start. Here is the kickoff for Western Kentucky, and they're going to take a shot with Cam Ross to bring it out. He'll turn on the Jets at the 20. Breaks the tackle out at the 30, and is finally taken down by the ankles at the 36-yard line. Good return by Cam Ross as Keyshawn Swanson made the stop on special teams.
Yes, Keyshawn Swanson does not make that play. That had all the makings of being a kickoff return for a touchdown because he had built up enough speed. If Keyshawn Johnson doesn't grab a hold of his ankle, maybe he's in the end zone, flipping the momentum back to the side of James Madison.
And so here come the Dukes, who have employed 2 different quarterbacks tonight, Billy Atkins and J.C. Evans. James Madison, a really interesting team to me. When you lose your coach in the offseason and you take so many players from the program with you, and all of a sudden you look up and Kurt Cignetti and his team are in the college football playoff at Indiana, as J.C. Evans will run the quarterback sweep out to the right. And he got out across the 40 and will be near a first down. They'll say he stepped out at the 44-yard line, about 2 yards short, gain of 8.
When you're able to run the ball inside and the opposing defense knows that, then you can play with their eyes a little bit because they were so committed on the right side of the defense, thinking they're going to run to the left side, and a great job by Atkins to pull the ball, have the pulling guard around, and you get a nice play on first down.
2nd down and 2. George Pettaway to the left of Evans. Pettaway the call, and he just explodes right through the middle of that offensive line to the 46-yard line of Western Kentucky. And a first down on a gain of 10. Dave Harrod, the safety, with the tackle.
Yeah, give a hurrah to Carter Swayze, the left guard, and Tanner Morris, the center. They did such a great job wiping out the middle of the defense. A good double-team block on Dallas Walker. Then Tanner Morris gets to the second level and takes out the linebacker, creating that first down run for George Pettaway Jr.
12:20 left in the first half. Tied at 7. James Madison at the 46 of Western Kentucky. Atkins back in, hands it off for Pettaway, keeping it simple, right into the teeth of the defense. But so far they are winning that battle as Terrence Ellis, the linebacker, made the stop. But James Madison so far 91 yards rushing on 15 carries.
They want to try to wear you down, but now we're starting to see Western Kentucky, the linebackers playing a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, taking on the blocks, trying to foul up the blocking concepts so Pettaway, the offense, can't get that kind of space to run the ball inside.
James Madison this year rushed for 190 yards per game. Atkins in the shotgun, 2nd down 6. Fakes the handoff. He'll gun it right and complete it to Omarion Dollison on the far sideline right in front of the James Madison bench at the 32, tackled right on the chalk at the 32, and another first down and a gain of 10 more. Harrod there again.
Great eyes, great accuracy, and they brought a corner blitz, so you go to the place where he vacated, accurate throw, an accurate route, and a nice little play designed by James Madison for the first down.
Amir Knight, slot left, only a 3-man front here for Western Kentucky. The call for Wayne Knight this time, trying to slide between the right guard and right tackle and getting some help from his friends, getting pushed forward across the 30, down near the 27, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Brett Davis, who they bring in sometimes an extra lineman, also the backup center. He was really good at the point of attack, creating that space. And then Josh Toner, the backup left guard, really good job having guys mixing and matching the offensive line, putting them in different positions where they can create those running spaces for the running game of James Madison on this drive.
Cam Ross lines up wide left in the slot. J.C. Evans in the gun here in place of Atkins. Evans will hand it off. Jet sweep to the near side, trying to find running room is Wayne Knight. He won't. All he'll find is Cardinal Red at the 29-yard line.
Keyshawn Johnson was so good getting to that point of attack, Chris, because able to get outside, make sure they forced the play back inside. Did a great job getting off the block of the tight end and then making that play. Logan Kyle thought he had him blocked on the left side. Keyshawn Swanson was not having it, able to get off that block and make the play and keep this to a 3rd and long for the Western Kentucky defense.
Swanson and Griffin there on the tackle, loss of 3. On 3rd down, James Madison 0 for 3 so far. They'll bunch 3 receivers right on the right hash. 3rd down and 7 at the 29. Here's Atkins throwing off his back foot down the left sideline, incomplete. Just out of the reach of Cam Ross, who had 2 steps on the defender, Griffin, down the left sideline.
Stutter and go, and he beats him at the line of scrimmage. This throw needs to be more towards the inside because if he makes an accurate throw, this is going to be a touchdown. Let him too far to the outside. The free safeties or where the 3 wide receivers were. Chris, you had the angle. You make an accurate throw. He did his job. Cam Ross beat on the line of scrimmage. An accurate throw makes it a touchdown for James Madison.
47-yard field goal attempt here for Noe Ruelas. His season long is 52. This will be just inside the left hash. Good snap. Puts it down. Kick on its way. High. End over end. Has the distance, but no good. He pushed it to the right. And we remain tied at 7 here in Boca Raton with 9:33 remaining here in the first half between James Madison and Western Kentucky. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code OT on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hi, I'm Jason Alexander, or as you probably know me, Royal Flusher 25 from WSOP free-to-play app. WSOP players, I have some free chips just for you. Go hit the tables like the legends you are. Download the WSOP free-to-play app where you can win rings and bracelets and tournaments and show them off to everyone at the table.
If you love poker, play poker with 1 million extra chips using this promo code, WSOPFREE1M.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, we've got a good one so far here in South Florida. In Boca Raton, we're tied at 7 between James Madison and Western Kentucky. Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, Evan Cohen on the sideline. We will hear from him shortly as soon as we get the frequency situation straightened out. No hurry, boys. We don't need to get too many words in here from Evan.
What's the frequency, Evan? Like the song by REM to paraphrase that as far as that goes?
Nice poll right there.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Second straight bowl game for James Madison. Last year, had such a good season under Kurt Cignetti, they weren't technically allowed to make a bowl game because they had just moved up to the FBS level 2 years earlier. But because they didn't have enough bowl-eligible teams last season, they ended up playing in the Armed Forces Bowl last year. They did fall to Air Force in that game. Who's beating Air Force in the Armed Forces Bowl?
Nobody
by the way?
should. That's un-American, to be
Exactly.
completely honest with you.
But, you know, you also did it with Kurt Cignetti going to Indiana and a lot of your guys going with him. But, you know, I'm fascinated by the idea and the transfer portal and the way things are in this James Madison team and losing that many players and being able to regroup with a new coach and win 8 games the next year.
Well, your recruiting coordinator becomes maybe the most important guy because that person better know where the players are going to be.
First down for Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers. with the football at their own 28-yard line. Caden Veltkamp out of the shotgun. Going to throw on first down, taking a deep shot right down the seam. And it's juggled and incomplete, broken up at the last minute by Chris Sheeran, the free safety there on the coverage. The big play receiver, Dalvin Smith, unable to make the catch.
I'm surprised it was not called pass interference because he made contact before the ball got to him because he's literally face guarding. And how many times we've seen that that's usually a 15-yard pass interference penalty against the defense. Chris Sheeran, the lucky Irish there for him getting away with that one.
You're on second down, a handoff. Elijah Young broke away from the first tackle, but not the second and third at the line of scrimmage. No gain officially. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up. Maybe you lost a half yard on the play.
Gannon Weathersby was so good from the linebacker position. Maybe only 5'10" and 208 pounds, but playing that kind of star position, getting that early, playing the outside of the line of scrimmage.
3-man rush. Veltkamp on third down. Guns it over the middle. He's got Messer across the 45-yard line. And right on the numbers in front of us has a first down. Jordan Taylor on the coverage. And on 3rd and 10, they pick up 20. As once again, the Hilltoppers hurry to the line of scrimmage. We're tied at 7 in the second quarter.
The first one he dropped in the same route in the first quarter. That time, Easton Messer put that away.
And the gun, here's Veltkamp motioning to bring Young back in the backfield. The Young will get the call. Young trying to get around his right tackle and does to the near side and taken down at the 43-yard line. 9 more yards. Sheeran there again on the tackle, but there is a penalty flag down. The referee tonight, Nolan Dumas, leading this Mountain West Conference officiating crew.
This may be a hold. It would not surprise me. That's using the area holding, and that's what Tyson Helton is trying to get the interpretation from the referees exactly who that foul was on. It looks like this may be a hold against Western Kentucky.
Here's Mr. Dumas.
Mr. Dumas, you've been summoned, sir.
Anytime.
Offside at number 95. Defense lined up in the neutral zone off the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That's Sahir West, the defensive tackle. So they'll take the 5 yards and the down. Keep it there and make it a first down and 5 at the 47 of James Madison.
I take a shot here. 1st and 5 inside the 50. I go a deep route here.
Keyshawn Johnson goes in orbit motion instead. They try the reverse to the near side. Nothing doing. It was shut down. KB Hutchinson never had a chance. Nothing but purple jerseys in front of him. A loss of 5 as the entire secondary from James Madison was there to make the tackle, led by Gannon Weathersby.
You're not going to be able to have success with that kind of play because they're so good and so fast. They can get to that point of attack before you do. Any kind of delay or reverse is not going to work against this defense.
Back to the 49 of Western Kentucky, 2nd and 10. Veltkamp laces it right. Complete to Keyshawn Johnson. Right on the numbers. Short of the first down by about 1.5 yards. On the coverage, Sheeran right there with Jordan Taylor, the corner.
They're starting to slide the coverage a little bit when they have that, what I like to call 3-by-1, 3 wide receiver to one side, or 1 lone wide receiver to the other side. Keyshawn Johnson has become their one-on-one man beater. No matter if it's zone coverage or bracket coverage, he's been that kind of ability-wise wide receiver so far in this first half for WKU.
Western Kentucky this season converted on 3rd downs 42% of the time. They are 3 of 6 tonight. They're going to go I formation, play clock at 5. Under center, Veltkamp, toss left, student body trying to get outside, but nobody was there to block for Elijah Young, and he loses 2 yards back to the 47.
I don't like that play at all because how many times, Chris, have you seen a successful play wide against this defense? And when you try to run a little off tackle, they're too good at the point of attack. Raymond Scott was able to get past the linebacker from his linebacker position, get skinny inside the tackle, pulling around and making that play behind the line of scrimmage.
Cole Maynard comes on to punt for the 3rd time this evening, averaging 42.5 yards a kick. Ymir Knight standing back deep at his own 6-yard line. Waist-high snap, high, nose to the ground, kick short, coming up and making the fair catch on the far sideline at the 16-yard line is Knight. We've got 6 minutes and 6 seconds remaining here in the first half. We are tied at 7 between Western Kentucky and James Madison. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/teamwork to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teamwork.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown. He throws a block and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first TD scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
I'm Kevin Winter with the Magic of Bowl season on ESPN Radio. 6 minutes to go in the first half of the Boca Raton Bowl. Western Kentucky and James Madison all tied up at 7 apiece. The college football playoff comes your way this weekend. First round games on campuses. Friday night, Indiana, Notre Dame. Coverage starts 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Saturday, the triple header beginning at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio. We cap off tonight with Tennessee and Ohio State. And coming up at the half, we'll hear Ian Fitzsimmons' conversation with Tennessee center Cooper Mays and Ohio State offensive guard Donovan Jackson. It's all coming up at the half. We look forward to the weekend. Look forward to this one. It's been a hell of a ball game. 7-7, Western Kentucky and James Madison. Back to Boca Raton, Florida with Chris Carlin.
And Kevin, probably the best news all night is that Evan Cohen's mic has been on the fritz, so we have not had to hear from him since nearly midway through the first quarter. That's been let's just call it what it is. It's a godsend, Freddie Coleman, and it has worked out to our favor.
Kids can be so cruel.
James Madison getting the football back. We're tied at 7 with 6 minutes left. And that play call on that third down, boy, you could not stand it. On the toss left, as I described it, student body, the problem was student body was all out partying. They weren't there to block.
Yeah, cute is great if you're a puppy. Cute gets you beat in football, especially your Western Kentucky in that last offensive play.
There, a quick throw out to the right. It is caught. Omarion Dollison on the reception. And that quick fire from Billy Atkins. Oh, Evan's mic is working again. Oh, boy. Hi, Evan.
Cross Chris Carlin off the list of people I'll invite to hibachi next year, I'll tell you that much. But one of the things that's amazing about this James Madison team, you guys have talked about it, Kurt Cignetti, their former coach at Indiana, brings 12 or 13 guys with him, 12 that are playing, 13 overall. 5 of those guys are NFL prospects, and look at what this James Madison team is still doing, even without those players.
It's been absolutely remarkable, Evan. We were talking about that a few minutes ago. The idea that you can regroup that quickly as they run it on second down and short and pick up 2. It's going to be third down and 1. Be able to just do that and find your way back and win 8 games after regrouping like that, it's remarkable.
Well, you're going to have to in modern football because you're going to lose players. I don't care if it's FBS or FCS. And the quicker you can find those players that have a beat on players that you want, the better served you're going to be no matter who winds up leaving your campus.
Third down and 1, James Madison. They've got 3 backs in the backfield in a pistol formation. with Billy Atkins back there. Atkins will fake the handoff, and out in the flat, he will connect to Wayne Knight, who's got running room down the near sideline and knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 2-2 Griffin prevented that from being bigger than a 17-yard pickup.
Yeah, put a star next to that for Dean Kennedy, the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, because he knew he had a feeling that they were going to be so committed to stopping the running inside, easy pass into the flat, and all of a sudden now you got a big play when you have the defense so committed to worry about a third down and one inside run, and you hit him with a pass in a short flat that becomes a big play.
First down at the 41-yard line in the pistol. Atkins takes the snap. Here's a reverse. They gave it to the backup quarterback, and a toss back to Atkins down the left sideline, incomplete, and no penalty flags on the pass that was intended downfield for the tight end. That's Taylor Thompson. The coverage there by Devin Lynch. They try to reverse pass with the quarterback, J.C. Evans, actually pitching it back to Atkins, and it didn't work at all.
Is that not a penalty in the Mountain West Conference? Because in regular football, they missed two of those penalties. One that should have been called in favor of Western Kentucky, and that was been called in favor of James Madison when the defender was clearly there before the ball got there and made contact.
Second down and 10 from the 41. Atkins hands it off. Stretch play, far side. Petaway couldn't quite get the corner. Tripped up by Swanson, the safety. He will pick up a few. Mark it for a 4-yard gain. And it'll be a third down and 6 coming up from the 45 of James Madison. We're down under 4 minutes left in the first half, tied at 7 between the Dukes and the Hilltoppers, Western Kentucky and James Madison.
If Keyshawn Swanson's mother's listening to this broadcast, she go, "Ooh, Chris Collins, do my son a salad," because I've heard his name a lot so far in this first half. A strong safety. He has been really good in the past and also running the ball. And now they got to call timeout Western Kentucky. They were not able to get a defender off the field in time. It would have been a 12-man on the field penalty. It would have been a third down and short. So they had to use the timeout because they did not have the right personnel on that play. That's why they used the timeout.
And here's the other thing, Harry. I absolutely, Freddie, I absolutely don't hate that timeout from the standpoint that your guys need a little breather there. It had been 5 plays in a row. They're going up tempo, and they're starting to gash you a little bit.
And also to add on to that, if you get a stop here, because we have a 2-minute timeout situation in college football, even though you lose that timeout, if you get the ball back, you still have 3 timeouts left. You have 2 of your own, and then at the 2 minutes. So you're right about the timeout, making sure that the right personnel is on the field. But now if you get a stop, you essentially have still 3 timeouts to play with if you're able to get the ball back for your offense.
All right, down to Al Netchie on the sideline. Al?
Well, since you're referring to Harry, I might as well tell you a story about Harry Douglas, Freddie's co-host, the quarterback, Belcamp. His dad, Jason, is the strength and conditioning coach. He used to be the strength and conditioning coach at Louisville. Who did he work with? Harry Douglas, who was in the locker room as a little baby. Belcamp, the quarterback, when Harry was playing there.
There you go.
Nice.
Very nice.
Someone knew Harry as a kid. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Here on third down, they tried a quick handoff inside tonight, and Western Kentucky not fooled on that quick hitter. Only a pickup of about 2. And normally when you see that, you'd think that James Madison had planned to go for it on fourth down. But no, here comes the punt team right now.
Yeah, get out of my head, because I was thinking the same exact thing. Because how many times you see on the third down and more than manageable, you run the ball to try to get as close to the first down. That's what they were hoping. It was 4th down and 1. They might have thought about midfield. But this kind of distance, you're not going to take that chance, especially if you're the coach of James Madison when it comes to the head coach Chesky.
Here's Ryan Hansen on the punt. Katie Hutchinson is back deep at the 15. Waist high snap. He'll boot it away. And this is a sidewinding kick down the center of the field. And Hutchinson with the fair catch at the 16-yard line. With 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the first half, we are tied at 7, 37-yard punt, and no return for Western Kentucky.
I wonder what the play calling is going to look like from the 2 offensive coordinators. They have co-offensive coordinators when it comes to Western Kentucky, Drew Hollingshead and Will Friend, because they got too cute in the last possession, and it came back to bite them. Your quarterback's in a pretty good rhythm. You've done a really good job keeping him clean in the pocket with the offensive line. Go back to what has really worked, those quick plays, those quick passes on the outside and those quick slants on the inside.
Keep in mind here that Western Kentucky gets the football to start the second half. Here's a quick throw out to the left. It is Michael Madison, his first catch on the night, as he will pick up about 4 to the outside right in front of the James Madison bench outside the numbers. Clock running, 2:30 left here in the half. Western Kentucky, as we said, gets the football to start the second half. There is a penalty flag coming as over the middle. Veltkamp connects with Messer all the way out across midfield and finally run out of bounds at the 49-yard line of James Madison. But what is the penalty flag from the far side?
Well, they're moving up to where the ball is.
Offside, number 8, defense, lined up a neutral zone off the snap. That penalty is declined. Results of the play, first down.
Yeah, that was a giveaway because the officials moved to where the ball was at the 49-yard line of James Madison. Even James Madison knew it, but if they're going to continue to have man-on-man coverage against Mess in the middle of the field with no free safety in the middle, they're going to get burned a lot by that. He dropped the first one. He has not dropped the last 2 targets that able to get the ball to him.
And he's got 50 yards on those 2 catches. Freddie, pair of receivers lined up to each side. First down at the James Madison 49 as we approach the 2-minute timeout. And Veltkamp will try to take the snap but won't get it off before they hit the 2-minute timeout. We are tied at 7 between Western Kentucky and James Madison at the 2-minute timeout of the first half. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This holiday season, make Champs Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champs Sports store or champsports.com. Champs Sports, sport for life.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code OT on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
2-minute timeout here at FAU Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida. Western Kentucky driving. They are tied at 7 with James Madison, Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, Evan Cohen. Right now, Western Kentucky, as we said, with the football. They get the football to start the second half, and this is the time of the game that coaches talk about as a critical one called the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. And the goal here in particular is you either end the half with points or the football.
Yeah, no doubt about that, because the playbook is open. If you're the coaching staff of Western Kentucky, especially, you don't try to get cute. So if you're able to use that time and make sure that whenever James Madison gets the ball back, that you put a score on the board and they don't have enough time to go the other way with 2 timeouts, to your point, Chris, then you get the ball to start the third quarter, and that momentum that you've been able to take away stays on your side going into the second half.
So Western Kentucky with a first down at the 49 of James Madison. Messer lines up in a slot right. He's had a couple of big catches after the early drop that Freddie spoke of a moment ago. Elijah Young in the backfield off the right hip of Veltkamp, the quarterback, in the shotgun. He takes the snap. Here's a little delayed handoff. And on the carry this time, it's George Hart who spins off a tackle and takes it to the 45-yard line. Mark him down closer to the 47, and a gain of just about 2.
Yeah, good tough run, and also he didn't try to dance around, try to make a play, get what you could.
2nd down and 8. Veldkamp under some pressure, taking a deep shot downfield, and he's got a man inside the 15-yard line. It's Keyshawn Johnson on the near sideline all the way down to the 11. That is a gain of 36 yards with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, if you're going to be the quarterback, Veldkamp, and your dad's the strength coach, you saw this strength getting away. It looked like that was going to be a sack in the backfield. His strength to get away, and then great job keeping his eyes up the field and an accurate throw. And how about the way he was able to high point that football when it came to Keyshawn Johnson for that big play?
Keyshawn Johnson, 8 catches, 68 yards. First down at the 11. Veldkamp rolling to the right, looking to throw toward the back of the end zone. Incomplete. It was intended for the tight end, Noah Myers, the redshirt freshman, in the back of the end zone, but it wasn't there.
On the pickup courts and basketball, Chris, we call that a heat check. That was a heat check throw. When you're feeling that good about yourself, you're walking around saying, I'm the big man on the campus in this first half. That could have been almost a very, very dangerous throw, throwing it across your body to the back of the end zone. Got to be careful of that. You can't Veldkamp. Stay within your lane and not try to do too much.
2nd down and 10 at the 11. Veldkamp fakes the handoff, turns, throws, far corner of the end zone, incomplete. Too far out of the reach of Michael Matheson in the left corner.
I love the combination route. They faked the inside handoff to the right side. Then they had an intermediate route underneath and a deep pylon route to the back of the end zone. Michael Matheson did everything right. Just the throw is a little overcooked, but I love that play design by the offense of Western Kentucky to get somebody loose and free.
3rd down and 10 at the 11. 56 seconds left in the half. Each team with 2 timeouts. We are tied at 7. Twin receivers line up to each side. Hart motioning out of the backfield left. Veldkamp out of the gun to throw. Back of the end zone. Juggled and caught. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. It's Dalvin Smith on the touchdown reception. And the Hilltoppers have taken a 13-7 lead.
Well, Dalvin Smith's celebrity crush is Zendaya, the actress, and also the singer. He might be getting a call from Zendaya after making that kind of catch in between 2 people, and the awareness to get the right foot inside before he can land out of bounds. Yeah, put a circle around that one. The left foot landing inside for the touchdown, getting that possession. But how about that throw by Veldkamp? In between 2 people, that anticipation throw, and Dalvin Smith. Well done, young man. Zendaya will be giving you a call after this game is over. Your celebrity crush when it comes to Dalvin Smith.
Trent Hendrick, the middle linebacker, was there on the coverage. Didn't have much of a chance. Point after, here comes Lucas Carnero to try to give Western Kentucky a 14-7 lead. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. 51 seconds remaining here in the first half. 14-7, Western Kentucky takes the lead over James Madison with an 83-yard, 7-play drive that took just 1 minute and 55 seconds. And on the drive, Veldkamp, 4 of 6 for 81 yards.
His coach talked about, hey, we want to make sure that you don't wait for a guy to get open or wait for him to get to the open space. Trust in your arm and trust in your read to make that anticipation throw. Prime example right there, because there was bracket coverage. Dalvin Smith splits the 2 guys, and then he was able to find the split between those 2 defenders and on the money delivery. Give Dalvin Smith a lot of credit, Chris, getting that left toe down in the end zone, but give a lot of credit to Veldkamp making that anticipation throw, and he's been terrific ever since the first couple of possessions of this game.
And so Western Kentucky will kick off. Dalvin Smith with 129 receptions coming into this game in his career, and 20 touchdowns. That is touchdown number 21.
A man that would love to own an NFL team at a certain point in his lifetime. He wants to be an NFL team owner at a certain point in his future.
Oh, fans, who what?
Oh, yeah. Billionaires who does not want to be a part of that club.
Cam Ross back deep. It is a short kick. Ross going to field it at the 12, at the 20, spins, turns, 25, another spin, and taken down at the 27-yard line. 43 seconds left in the half. Devontae Matthews on the tackle after the 14-yard return. Let's go to Evan Cullen.
Chris, I'm standing on the James Madison sideline right now. I was standing 2 feet away from Bob Chesney. On the play before the touchdown, he was all over the secondary, basically warning them, watch out for that play. Dalvin Cook, the wide receiver, unbelievable. He caught that through 4 guys. Give him right now Jeff Saturday's bro of the week after that catch. That was awesome.
That was a fantastic catch. Ev, how many more you got to work in? Feels like we're
2.
down. 2 more?
2.
Wow, and it's just closing in on the end of the first half.
He lies. He's got at least 4.
Impressive. Shotgun, first down. Here's Atkins to throw for James Madison. Out to the right. Incomplete on that long out. Intended for Omarion Dollison out near the 35-yard line, but didn't have much of a chance.
Yeah, but at least help your quarterback a little bit. You do the right things and run the right route. And that's the second drop from Dollison so far in this first half. He had the first possession of the game, the third play of the game, where he has a deep route that could have been a big play, and that one an easy catch he could not put away.
Down to 38 seconds left in the half. James Madison down by a touchdown. They have 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd and 10. 5 wides. Atkins with time to throw. Laces it over the middle. It's complete. The reception made by Yamir Knight at the 35-yard line. Only a pickup of 8. And they got to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Clock ticking down to 22 seconds. And the shotgun. Here's Atkins. Finally claps his hands. Hands it off. Petaway straight ahead will have the first down. And a timeout will have to be spent here by James Madison at the 40-yard line.
Smart defense by Western Kentucky. You don't let anybody get behind you. Keep everything in front of you. It's not about trying to rush the quarterback and try to make a play with a sack. Anything that happens, you rally to the football. Make sure that a big play does not happen with not enough time here left in the first half.
They didn't spend the timeout, and now the head coach, Bob Chesney, is a little upset with the officials.
And you're being kind because he basically wanted that timeout a little bit earlier. He was telling the referees, I called the timeout. Why was the clock still running? And now he's getting on his team and his quarterback because now Billy Atkins is giving the explanation saying that I asked for the timeout, but the referees didn't see it in time. He wanted that timeout at 14 seconds, didn't get until 11 seconds. So everybody's getting yelled at by Bob Chesney right now.
And he assumed that he got it primarily because the clock stops when it's a first down as they move the chain.
Yeah, at that point, never assume. I don't have to finish the thought. We all know what that means when it comes to that. You never want to put anything in the hands of strangers when it comes to the officiating crew. He should have been right next to the official calling the timeout immediately and not trust that maybe his team was going to be able to follow his lead and do that.
So the ball at the 40. Noe Ruelas, his career long is 54 yards. So they've got to get 20-plus more yards to have a chance with 11 seconds left in the half, and they've got 1 timeout remaining. They'll go 2 receivers wide right. In the shotgun, Atkins, tight end right. Takes the snap, 4-man rush on the stunt. Atkins sidesteps a tackle, rolls right, throws deep down the right sideline. Coming back to make the catch, Dollison at the 38-yard line with 1 second left in the half. He gets out of bounds.
How great was that play by Atkins to get away from the pressure because it was smart coverage in the secondary. You only rushed 4, you dropped back 7, but give Atkins a lot of credit, able to escape the potential sack by Deontay McCray, the defensive end, and then you make an accurate throw and you give your field goal kicker a chance. Although it looks like they're keeping everybody out there, maybe to try a Hail Mary. This may be too deep for their field goal kicker to try to make this play.
Well, this would be about a 55-yarder from here. Ruelas, his career long is 54. And he's made from 52, but they're not going to try it. And now they may call a timeout to talk about it.
Charge them out of the half. Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Western Kentucky can take a timeout to make sure that everybody understands exactly where they're supposed to be. You have to be disciplined in terms of not only trying to rush the quarterback, Chris, but also where you're supposed to be if you're going to be that far off the ball in the defensive secondary going back to the end zone. These are the kind of things that coaches practice on Thursdays and Fridays to make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be on a potential Hail Mary either at the end of the first half or at the end of the game.
I unfortunately saw one a few weeks back on a fourth down at Rutgers on a 40-yard touchdown that Illinois scored at the end of the game. Brett Bielema of Illinois had called a timeout. Greg Schiano had called a timeout as Bielema was about to attempt a 57-yarder into the wind. And now, by Western Kentucky calling that timeout, it gave James Madison a chance to rethink it. And they are going to attempt a field goal from 56 yards for Noah Ruelas. He was transferred from UConn. He's in the portal, but this season he was 14 of 16, 2 of 3 from 50 plus, connected from 52 for as long this year, 54 for his career. This is 56, right hash. Good snap, good spot. Line drive kick is blocked. It rolls back to the 40-yard line. The ball is loose. It's kicked back inside the 30, still loose. Somebody trying to pick it up, and finally Western Kentucky falls on it back at the 14-yard line, and that is how the first half will come to an end.
I think Deontay McCray was the one that made like the late Dikembe Mutombo going, no, with the blocked field goal, but his pressure was so good, able to knife between two defenders and have a chance to block that field goal attempt by James Madison. And now we got a couple of people getting into it, and the referee doing a great job, Chris, separating everybody at the end of this first half.
Let's go to Evan with Bob Chesney.
Coach, different quarters. First, obviously, for you guys. Second, for them. What was the difference between the two?
Well, I think that we just dropped footballs, to be honest, and then the field position came into play. We went for it on a 4th and 1, which I still agree with, but then ultimately we our specialists got to do a little bit better job. They got to bail us out a little bit. They're the veterans, right? They got to be able to pin this ball downfield and be able to convert some points, and we just came up short on 2 attempts.
Obviously, the injury at the quarterback position, using 2 guys, how do you feel they're doing in terms of running the football?
I think they're actually doing a great job. I think they're doing a good job running the ball and throwing the ball. I think they're doing a really nice job. We just got to continue to trust them and let them roll.
Thank you, Coach. Chris, Freddie, back to you guys.
It looked like the line drive kick actually hit the blocker, Joseph Simmons, in the backside. That's how low the kick was. When you're trying to get the distance on it, you're not as focused on the height, but trying to just get it over the line of scrimmage, and that was nowhere close.
That was a survival technique if you're James Madison. Can you imagine that could have been a scoop and score where the ball hits the back of your teammate and then the scoop and score the other way, and then they get the ball to start the second half? That's going to be some kind of halftime conversation from the coach of JMU with this team, because a lot of mistakes, and give Western Kentucky credit, they've been able to take advantage of the mistakes, being down 7-0. Now they got a lead going into halftime.
So Dalvin Smith's touchdown toward the end of the first half. The difference right now, Western Kentucky 14 and James Madison 7 through 30 minutes. Now, here's Kevin Winter in the studio with the college football halftime report.
Guys, great job in that first half. 14 unanswered for Western Kentucky, and the Hilltoppers have the 7-point lead. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Kevin Winter. Coming up next in College Football Live's halftime report, we start to look ahead to the college football playoff. Round 1 begins Friday. We're going to dive deeper into the matchup on Saturday night between Tennessee and Ohio State. Halftime in Boca. Western Kentucky leading James Madison 14-7. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/teamwork to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teamwork.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown. He throws a block and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first TD scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Kevin Winter, and this is the Home Depot halftime report. Watch the game, not the grill, with Traeger Timberline XL, only from the Home Depot. Halftime in Boca, where it is a 14-7 lead for Western Kentucky over James Madison in the Boca Raton Bowl. Reminder, the Art of Sport LA Bowl is game 2 of our doubleheader. Cal and UNLV. We'll begin our coverage as soon as we're done in Boca. Coming up on Friday night, we start coverage of the college football playoff. Indiana, Notre Dame, from Notre Dame Stadium, iconic Notre Dame Stadium. They're the first team to host a on-campus first-round playoff game. Saturday, it'll be SMU and Penn State, Clemson in Texas, and we round out the night from the Horseshoe in Columbus between Tennessee and Ohio State. This afternoon, ESPN Radio's Ian Fitzsimmons, who's going to be on the call for that game, spoke with Tennessee center Cooper Mays, and he asked him about the chance to play for a national championship while being with the Vols.
It is hard to put into words, like when you step back and look at the whole picture, it's incredibly special and super, rare to have the opportunity to do what we're capable of doing right here. And, it would be great to put it all together at the right time right here. But, it's also at the same time, it's everything's all in on this week. So you don't really step back too much. We just got too much stuff to do, but it really is incredibly special, I will say.
Tennessee has never played at a Big Ten stadium. Never. What's that going to be like for you going to an historic place like the Horseshoe and playing the Buckeyes in the college football playoff? First road trip ever into the Big Ten for the Vols.
I'm super excited to see it. My brother ended up going on a visit there during his recruitment. I never got to go up there as a recruit. And obviously, like you said, I've never been up there as a player. And I don't know. It's really cool. Really cool experience. My brother said it was awesome. Like you said, it's historic, like one of the best destinations in all of college football. I'm excited to see what it brings out. I know we're going to get the best environment that place can offer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the biggest game that there will be this year. So I'm excited about it.
For anybody who hasn't seen you guys enough, what's Ohio State's O-line in for?
Man, it's going to be rough. Like to face those guys, like not saying anything on their part. Like I don't really know how their O-line is shaking up right now, but like I personally would not want to face our D-line. Like anybody is going to have a rough night against them. Like even when you have a decent night against them, it doesn't look great. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
the people that handle those guys pretty handily, the guys that have handled them better than most people still haven't done great things against them. So, I mean, I go against them every day. Like you said, it's a tall task, I will say.
Josh Heupel, your head coach, has done a remarkable job. What has he meant, not just to this particular team, but to the legacy that is Tennessee Volunteer football?
Man, it's everything as of in the grand scheme of things, like big terms. Like he's been, I mean, I don't know if people would be upset about this, but I think he's been one of our better coaches of all time, so far in this small little tenure that he's been here. But especially in, recent history, me growing up as a Vol fan, man, like we didn't have a great ton of success that I can remember growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like in the big time matchups, at least. So for Coach Hype to come in here and like kind of change the culture and swing it back to the side that it needs to be on in our eyes, I think it's been huge, truly.
There are one or two things that have to go your way to survive in advance and to join. By the way, I'll be at the Rose Bowl also. So for us to make that trip out to Pasadena, right? There you go, man. You're gonna get tired of me. For us to make that trip together out to California, what are a couple of things that have to happen for the Vols?
I think the main thing is just be us. Like if we play our brand of football and play, all 11 on the same page and just do what we're supposed to do, I think that will breed success for us. And then, like from a more like football, I guess, side of it, take care of the football and control the line of scrimmage. I guess that's three things I've said now. But, I mean, that's really what it boils down to. It's one of those games.
That is Cooper Mays, Tennessee Volunteer Center. Tennessee and Ohio State coming up on Saturday night from the Horseshoe. The winner moves on to the semifinals, to the quarterfinals in the college football playoff. I'm Kevin Winter. Coming up next in a Home Depot halftime report. So what about the Ohio State side of things? The last time we heard from the Buckeyes, they were losing to Michigan. Things haven't gone well since. We'll check in with Ohio State. That's next. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
This holiday season, make Champs Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champs Sports store or champsports.com. Champs Sports, sport for life.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage. Thanks. You're all set. That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/play.
Poker ASMR. Almost as much as I love playing poker, I love the sounds of poker. The chips, the cards, the hands, and of course the WSOP app sounds. If you love poker, play poker.
Download the WSOP free-to-play app and hear for yourself.
Great days start with great underwear. So if you're looking for something special, give Tommy John and gift a better day. Everything we make is meticulously crafted from breathable stretch fabric for the perfect fit, including our sleepwear for him and her. It feels good to give, but it feels great to give Tommy John. With over 20 million pairs sold and thousands of 5-star reviews, giving Tommy John is a holiday tradition. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. One Tommy John fanatic raves, "Fantastic. Gift that went so right. She loves the pajamas." Find something for everyone and pick up something for yourself, because at Tommy John, greatness is in our very fabric. Plus, everything's covered by Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Shop TommyJohn.com/stream right now and save 30% site-wide. Get 30% off for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/stream. That's 30% off at TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Kevin Winter on the Home Depot halftime report. Western Kentucky leading James Madison 14-7. We're looking ahead at the college football playoff round 1. Saturday night, Tennessee and Ohio State. Ian Fitzsimmons spoke with Tennessee center Cooper Mays. He also talked to Ohio State guard Donovan Jackson about the game and asked about what it's like for returning players to be at this point.
This journey's been full of ups and downs. Obviously it hasn't gone the way we wanted it, but we know at the end of the day we still have an opportunity to get to win the national championship, and that's ultimately why we all came back. So the end prize, the end goal is still in sight. It's not going to be easy because obviously every team in the playoffs is a very talented team. Everyone brings their own thing, but we're just excited to get after. We know what this group is capable of, and we know that if we're on our stuff and we don't shoot ourselves in the foot metaphorically, then we'll be good to go. So we just got to execute to the best of our abilities. Our coach is going to put us in the right spot to get after it, so it's our job to execute.
After the Michigan loss, you see you're in the college football playoff. You see the opponent is a logo team in the Tennessee Volunteers. What did you see in attitude, what was said from your teammates once you saw the matchup?
First off, we had to reset. Obviously, the loss we had still eating at us, but at the end of the day, we got to play a football game. So you can't be hung up on one game while playing another, because that's how you're going to get beat. That's going to put up an egg. So we had to, sit down as a team and then just collectively just reset our minds to go play this very talented Tennessee team. It goes without saying that team can get after. They're in the playoffs for a reason. So we had to be in our best mindset, and physically, mentally, emotionally, and just trying to put ourselves in the best situation to win this game.
how important is it just to go out there and play loose? Because so much is put on that Michigan game. How important is it to just say, you know what, the hell with it. Let's just go whip somebody's butt and play loose on Saturday night.
Man, that's key. You know, if you play tense, you're not going to play fast. So you have to play loose. You have to be like, you know what? You know, who cares at this point? Let's just go out there and play hard, play the way that we know we can play, and just execute for 60 minutes and like play for the man next to you. That's really the message right now. Is like it's selfish at this point if you don't play hard, because the man next to you is. So like, why not play hard? Why not get after it? Why like there's no point in taking a playoff, because there is no playoff. It's a playoff. Like, this is why you come to Ohio State. This is why you do all the things you do in the off season. Being away from your family for so long, doing all this hard work to the point where you can't even walk after leg days. Like, this is for moments like this. So why would you take a playoff?
Now that you've had a few games under your belt with this offensive line, especially after Seth McLaughlin, your outstanding center and Alabama transfer, goes down with that knee injury, how cohesive is this group now compared to when Seth went down?
Yeah, it was very unfortunate what happened to Seth. It happened, middle of the Indiana week, so we had to kind of figure out as we went. First of all, I'm happy everything's happening for Seth right now. He really deserves it. But in terms of accolades and what he's earned off the field, but we just had to like figure out our identity again. We lost our tackle with Josh Simmons midway through the year, so we had to figure out our identity after that. And now we lost the brains of our operation with Seth, so we had to reset and figure our identity again. So we had to, had a lot of guys had to step up. A lot of young guys had to take off that mindset of, oh, I'll figure it out next spring. Like, no, you got to figure it out now. And so it's just having that group of guys trying to progress the way we know we can, and so we can execute the best we can on the field.
Donovan Jackson, Ohio State guard, Ohio State, Tennessee, coming up on Saturday night. And let's be honest, for Ohio State, yes, they lost to Michigan, but if they go on to win the national championship, that loss to the Wolverines will be like it never even happened. Yes, Buckeye fans, it will. Like it never even happened. It's brought to you by Surf Pro, the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. That'll do it for us on the Home Depot halftime report. Second half, and Boca's next. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How did you get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
We're brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like how you check that you've got your tickets first before heading to the game. Or like how you check you've downloaded the latest episodes of your favorite podcasts before hitting the road. Checking first is smart, and it's easy. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. Because with Allstate, you get reliable coverage and great protection. And while both can save a football game, they can also save your wallet. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent today to see how much you can save. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
No matter how good you are at protecting your personal info, you can't stop others from dropping the ball. Places like retailers, doctors, and airlines can accidentally expose your info, leaving you open to identity theft. That's why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for identity theft and will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't drop the ball. Get LifeLock today. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/sports. Terms apply.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Kevin Winter. That'll do it for us in the Home Depot halftime report. Statistically, when it comes to yardage, pretty even first half. JMU 191, Western Kentucky 182. Western Kentucky with the 7-point lead. Stop the second half. Back in Boca at FAU Stadium with Evan Cohen and Freddie Coleman. Here's Chris Carlin.
Well, hi, Kev. Thanks. Appreciate it, brother. Always good to hear from you.
Absolutely.
Freddie, I'll tell you, we look at the first half, and we saw James Madison take advantage early in that first quarter, went down the field, they got on the board with the touchdown. Western Kentucky comes back, strong second quarter, they score their 14 points, and now they get the opportunity to get the football. So James Madison defensively here, what adjustments are you looking for to prevent this from becoming a two-score game?
If you're James Madison, you got to go back to the pressure defense that we saw in the first couple of drives. I thought the quick passing game and the quick tempo, up-tempo offense kind of took them out of what they wanted to do. They were not able to get the right kind of packages out there to have those exotic blitzes, to bring that kind of pressure, to make the quarterback feel uncomfortable. So once they're able to have success with quick passing game, they were able to get them out of those blitzes. You got to go back to that. So I'm going to see more run blitzes on first down, more of that kind of early pressure to put them behind the sticks a little bit.
All right, let's get on to Evan Cohen, who moments ago caught up with Tyson Helton.
Chris, Freddie, thank you. Coach Helton said we've got to finish drives. He called it a big first drive to start the second half here. He also said they shot themselves in the foot with the fumble and the 2 drops early on in this game for Western Kentucky. But, guys, this game is neck and neck as if it was a 40-yard dash between Chris Canty and I. Back to you.
He's got one left.
For those who are not in on the joke, Evan, of course, is the morning show host on Unsportsmanlike with himself, Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, Michelle Smallman. And today he was challenged to get 9 different words or phrases in, and he has gotten 8 of them in, and none of them have fit. I mean, you talk about shoehorning them in.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly it. Like a 40-yard dash between Chris Canty and Evan Cohen. Absolutely absurd. So my temptation here is in the second half to make this as difficult as possible for Evan to get it in. What I'm going to need is for somebody to let us know what that last phrase is.
Okay.
And then to perhaps
there we go.
Force it in ways where he can't do it. Anyway. We're idiots, folks. This is what you signed up for tonight. Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, Evan Cohen, opening kickoff of the second half from James Madison. Goes out of the back of the end zone off the foot of Noah Rallis, and it will be 1st and 10 for Western Kentucky from their own 25-yard line.
This is the same defense when it comes to James Madison. They only allowed 51 yards in the first half versus Marshall. And then Marshall was able to flip it a little bit by going to what we saw in the first half of Western Kentucky. A lot of quick throws, a lot of quick plays, a lot of more up-tempo from the offense that kind of changed that game in the last game of the regular season for the Dukes.
Caden Veldkamp, a terrific first half, 16 of 21, 163 yards. His quick throw out to the outside, incomplete. James Madison sniffing it out of the pass intended for Keyshawn Johnson. DJ Barksdale, the linebacker, came right out and shut the play down, incomplete.
Because they're playing closer to the line of scrimmage. The minute they saw the motion come across, they knew that play was going to be there. Good recognition by DJ Barksdale.
There's Veldkamp out of the gun again. A quick throw out to the bottom of the feet of the running back Elijah Young out of the backfield because there was big pressure quickly from Kyrie Mans. And just like that, it's 3rd down and long for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Lyle Hemphill, the defensive coordinator, said, nope, we're not sitting back anymore. We're not going to be catchers. We're going to be attackers. We've seen them the first 2 plays of this first possession of the third quarter.
3rd down and 10 at the 25 of Western Kentucky. Hutchinson motions to the far side, juggling the snap. Veldkamp hits the shallow cross to Keyshawn Johnson, and a great open field tackle on the far side by Mans, right on Johnson. A gain of only 2 and a 3-and-out for Western Kentucky, thanks to the pressure from Gannon Weathersby.
They brought him in the 8 gap between the guard, the left guard, and the center, and he was able to get that home because when Texas slid to the right, he found that open space. Belkamp did a good job just standing in there, hanging in there. But that pressure, I said they better dial up that pressure to make them uncomfortable. We saw in all three plays of that possession by Western Kentucky.
Yamir Knight back deep to field the punt of Cole Maynard. Maynard boots it away, backpedaling to the 25-yard line, fielding it and taking it forward to the 29 is Yamir Knight. So a 4-yard return off the 47-yard punt. A quick 3-and-out for the Hilltoppers, and with a 14-7 lead, they'll go on defense for the first time here in the second half. Billy Atkins or James Madison, 7 of 12, throwing the football for 81 yards. We've also seen J.C. Evans at quarterback, but he has not thrown a pass tonight.
Well, on the first two plays here, they should not be throwing the football. You got to go back to what you do best, and that is run the football. We mentioned in the final regular season game against Jacksonville State, this defense of Western Kentucky gave up 386 yards rushing the ball. James Madison's a run-first team. They got to get back to that on this drive.
J.C. Evans in there to start. He will fake the handoff. He will take it himself on the quarterback straight-ahead run between the hashes, and will pick up 3 to the 32-yard line. Evans tonight has got 7 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown.
This is a defense that lost Hosea Wheeler, the defensive tackle, and they thought not having him here tonight was not going to be an issue, but they do have him there. He's done a really good job tying up the blockers so far in this ball game against the offensive line of James Madison.
2 tight ends right for James Madison. They trail 14-7 early third quarter. George Pettaway the call, firing behind his right guard, Cole Potts, and a couple of more, but he ran into Dallas Walker. All Conference USA defensive lineman, the nose tackle.
They tried to pull them. They tried to pull the 2 tight ends on the right side and pull them to the left side, tried to play the eyes of the defense. They weren't fooled by that. You mentioned Dallas Walker. He was able to play his keys and play his position. He didn't get fooled by the eye discipline, by staying disciplined and true to himself. He allowed it to be a short game by the defense of Western Kentucky against James Madison.
Third down and a long 4. Cam Ross motions to the far side right. In the gun, it's Atkins here. He's got Pettaway to his left. 2 receivers tight to the formation left. Pettaway the call. Straight ahead, explodes into the open field, and he hit the turf at the 50-yard line. If he just broke away from that last half a trip, he's still running down the Florida Turnpike.
Yeah, Keyshawn Swanson did a fantastic job tripping him up. They ran a barrel look. 8 men on the line of scrimmage anticipating that run, but the middle of that offensive line created that space for George Pettaway. And if Keyshawn Swanson does not grab him by the ankles, this is a 14-13 game.
That is a 14-yard pickup, first down. James Madison at their own 49-yard line. Here early in the third quarter, Cam Ross wide left. Atkins pumps left, turns, taking a deep shot down the right sideline. It is caught, but was it inbounds? No. Incomplete. Dallison down the right sideline, able to haul it in, but could not get a foot down inbound.
When you get those deep shots, you've got to be accurate. And to be fair, give a lot of credit to the cornerback in that position, Kent Robinson, for doing a really good job using the sidelines as an extra defender to force him away. That's why the accurate throw was not there by the offense of James Madison. But I love the call, Chris. Take a shot, one-on-one coverage, more accurate throw would have been a better play for James Madison.
Second down and 10. They will hand it off straight ahead. It is right this time into Western Kentucky territory to the 48-yard line and a pickup of 3.
This will be a very interesting play call on the 3rd down and 7 on this drive for James Madison, because when you get a little closer, Chris, 4th and 2, maybe 4th and 1, you think about going for it. 4th and 4, you may not think about that. This is going to be a very interesting call coming up by the offense of James Madison.
3rd down and 7. We saw them run it in this situation earlier, but then didn't go for it. As they only picked up a couple, they'll go trips to the right side, including Garrison in a slot right. Here's Atkins to throw. Taking another deep shot downfield, and it is called in down inside the 15-yard line. What a catch made in front of Kent Robinson by O'Marion Dallison. A 33-yard pickup at the 15-yard line.
The catch was great. I love the scheme, the slot fade, where you have two guys outside of the slot receiver. They run it out, they run it in, and then he just runs down the seam, down the field. An accurate throw, but a great design with that slot fade for the big play for James Madison.
So just like that, the Dukes with an opportunity to try to tie this game up. J.C. Evans, quarterback draw, runs left, outside the hashes, but taken down at the line of scrimmage. Terrific defensive play by Tutu Griffin, the corner.
Well, Tutu was good on that one. Getting off that block, we got an injured player right now in the middle of the field for James Madison, but Tutu was so good getting on the other side of that block, keeping the edge, and then making a great play for a loss behind the line of scrimmage.
Carter Sweezy, the left guard, is down for James Madison. And the training staff tending to him. This has been an impressive drive here for the Dukes, as they have put together a 7-play, 56-yard series in just over 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
And you notice that Billy Atkins has gotten more and more comfortable throwing the football. He's been inaccurate at times, but he hasn't looked unsettled, Chris, in the pocket. He's been able to go through his progressions, go through his reads. He just needs to increase the accuracy. And we saw that in that last pass, when that slot fade was right on the money with that delivery, and had Omarion Dallison make that count for that completion.
We'll step aside. 10:39 left in the third quarter. 14-7. Western Kentucky over James Madison, but the Dukes knocking on the door when we return. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This holiday season, make Champs Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champs Sports store or champsports.com. Champs Sports, sport for life.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/teamwork to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teamwork.
You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Carter Swayze, the left guard for James Madison, helped off the field just moments ago. Redshirt sophomore from Ashburn, Virginia, 14-7. Western Kentucky with the lead over the Dukes of James Madison, but the Dukes have the football, second down and 10 at the 15-yard line of Western Kentucky. Let's get on to Evan Cohen.
I have not seen Tyson Helton all day this animated. He was talking to the field judge and the line judge, basically imitating what an offensive holding would look like.
Completely animated. I understand how that can happen. Thanks, Evan. Dynamite report.
Wow. You have no chill at all. None whatsoever. Man, oh, man.
I agree. He was very animated. Thanks for checking in, though, to let us know. All right.
Santa's putting coal in your stocking, Chris Carlin.
We've made it too easy for him all night.
Hang in there, Evan. I'm on your side.
Somebody is. 10:33 left here in the third quarter. In the shotgun, here's Atkins. On 2nd and 10 at the 15 of Western Kentucky. 4-man front for the Hilltoppers. One receiver wide left, that's Ross. Here's a handoff at his right, trying to get outside of the stretch play to the right side. Got to the 10 and run out of bounds on the sideline by the middle linebacker, Devin Lynch.
Here's what they're doing. They're having no safety in the middle of the field. It has been zero coverage. They're banking that they can be able, if they get outflanked wide, that they can run down the running game if they make it bounce it outside. By having zero coverage, meaning no safety in the middle, they're taking away the chance to run up the middle, but they want to do that, try to make those plays in the outside from defense of Western Kentucky.
That was Wayne Knight. Correction on my call there. It'll be third down and call it 5 at the 10 of Western Kentucky. Joby Mallory in the tailback spot, and now he's going to line up as a quarterback in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, direct snap. He'll run it inside the 10, down near the 6. Looks like he's a little bit short. Devontae Matthews made the stop, and it's going to be fourth down and short inside the 10.
Yeah, Chesley's going to go for this, the head coach of James Madison, because that's why you run the Wildcat, because you believe that was 2 downs to make the line of scrimmage to get that first down. Now this fourth down and 1 at the 6.
James Madison 0 for 1 on fourth down tonight. They'll go to the pistol. Atkins with Mallory behind him again. Mallory shifts into the quarterback spot, takes the direct snap. He'll run it, cuts inside, gets inside the 5. He's got the first down to the 2-yard line. Tough running behind Cole Potts, the right guard. Again, Lynch on the tackle.
And what a fantastic job of waiting and then getting that foot into the ground and getting downhill. They bring Joseph Simmons, the left tackle, and they go unbalanced to the right side. They let Western Kentucky say, this is what we're going to do. Can you stop it? And they were unable to, and now they're in a really good situation here in the first and goal.
J.C. Evans, the freshman quarterback from Miami Central High School, checks in with 8:19 left, first and goal. James Madison. He's got Mallory to his left. Evans fakes it, turns, throws, touchdown! Back of the end zone. It is hauled in by the tight end, Kai Wright. He hasn't thrown it all night long, and he faked the quarterback draw and just a little jump pass for the score as James Madison within an extra point of tying this game up with 8:09 left, third quarter.
I love that play on first and goal at the 1. They're going to sell out to stop the run. A little just fake into the line, and then you make a nice, easy throw. You feather it in there. You didn't have to do too much. I love that play design and that call on the first and goal for a 1 by James Madison.
Noe Ruelas to try to tie this game up at 14 apiece. Good snap, spot down. Ruelas puts his leg into it, knocks it through. We are tied at 14 with 8 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code OT on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
I'm Kevin Winter, Insider Studio. Coming up as soon as we're done in Boca, we're going to go to Inglewood, California, SoFi Stadium. The Art of Sport LA Bowl between Cal and number 24 UNLV. Cal head coach Justin Wilcox on having to deal with players transferring out before the bowl game.
Yeah, anytime you have veterans that have been through it and guys who have strong character, that's always going to help. And I could go through those guys. You talk about Craig Woodson and Miles Williams and Teddy Buchanan, and I could go on and on, but those guys provide stability to the rest of the team.
Justin Wilcox, the head coach of Cal. We're going to have Cal and UNLV coming up. Transferring players, something every coach has to deal with in today's landscape of college football. The Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio, brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote that can save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Evan Cohen, Freddie Coleman, Chris Carlin, back to you guys in Boca.
Well, I mean, you're talking about transferring players. There are 35 players from Western Kentucky that are in the transfer portal as we speak, and many of them are playing in this game. But to Justin Wilcox's point, quite literally this morning, we're talking to the folks from Sports Information at Western Kentucky. Okay, who's playing tonight? Who's not? And literally, in the moment, it's as of right now, this player is playing.
Yes.
That could change.
Yes, that's the me not know defense, because you really don't know until you don't know. But more than ever before, Chris, that's when coaching really becomes paramount, because you got to get guys ready in a short amount of time, whether it's guys coming out of the portal or guys that are not going to play and getting the backups ready for a bowl situation.
11 plays, 71 yards on the drive. Took nearly 6 minutes for James Madison to tie this game up at 14 as Western Kentucky will get the football back. Noe Ruelas set to kick off. Approaches the football to our right, puts it in the air. And that line drive kick will go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. We go to Evan Cohen on the sideline.
Chris and Freddie, that was such an impressive drive. And James Madison has actually used 3 different guys at quarterback on that drive in general. And J.C. Evans, the quarterback who actually was running out of the Wildcat at times, and the quarterbacks in general are running out of the Wildcat, but as a wing T back, not as a wide receiver. In addition, Evans had that fake QB sneak and then rocked back like the rocking chair. Who does it remind you of? Tim Tebow at Florida. There's a player in the end zone, a fan in the end zone, wearing a Tebow jersey in the end zone they just scored in.
Wow. Listen, there's always going to be Tebow jerseys all over the state. On first down, Western Kentucky runs the stretch play with Elijah Young, and it goes nowhere. A loss of 1 as this James Madison defense starting to tighten up a little bit.
Especially DJ Barksdale from a strong safety star position was so good getting to the other side of the line of scrimmage and making that play for a loss from this position.
Caden Veldkamp in the shotgun. He takes the snap on 2nd and 9, or 11 rather, fires left. It's complete to Michael Matheson right on the numbers at the 35-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down as they pick up 11. Ray Williams, the safety, submarined him, but not before he picked up enough to move the chains. Veldkamp hurrying it up. Handoff. It is Elijah Young getting to the outside corner and runs out of bounds inside James Madison territory at the 49-yard line. And just like that, he picks up 16. Williams the closest to him to force him out of bounds.
Terrific job by Noah Myers, the tight end, on a little wham block. They have him on the left side of the line of scrimmage. They bring him in motion. He knocks out the defensive tackle, and then you get the run play inside. This is what we saw that we didn't see in the first possession of the third quarter. A lot of these quick kind of plays and up-tempo from Western Kentucky.
Here's Galvin Smith taking a pass. It's a backward pass. He couldn't handle it. It's a fumble, and James Madison falls on top of it at the 40-yard line. Galvin Smith was a quarterback and had thrown 3 passes this season, and on that trick play, he couldn't handle it, and it's a disaster for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, 17 on 17 crime. 17 in red, could not handle the ball, and then didn't have the awareness to go get it. And then the 17 on the other side, Gannon Weathersby on the spot to get the fumble recovery. I didn't mind the play. The execution was wrong. They tried the operation. The patient didn't survive it. Everything was working well, and all of a sudden it just fell apart.
But I'm going to disagree with you for a second.
Okay.
When these two teams have gotten cute tonight, it hasn't gone well. And when they have kept it simple, it has been just fine.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But if you're Western Kentucky, you thought that was the right play to call in that situation, I'm with you. Getting cute has not worked, and we saw exactly how cute got them beat on that play, working in favor of James Madison.
So they were trying the wide receiver pass with Galvin Smith, who's thrown 2 touchdowns this year. Problem was he couldn't handle the lateral. It was too high, first down. Atkins going to try the same thing. It's a double pass, and it's not there downfield. So they're going to turn and run it upfield with Tajee Hudson out to the right side, and they'll take it to the 30-yard line. Anything you can do, I can do better, but nobody could do it.
Yeah,
but an 11-yard pickup.
But the difference is when he saw it was not available, then he's able to tuck it and run, because if he had tried to throw in this pass, he had at least 3 offensive linemen that were downfield, so it would have been a legal forward pass against James Madison. Very smart. It's not there early. Don't try to force it. Just get it, try to get yardage, and he winds up getting a first down.
The thing to remember with those linemen downfield, it's a timing play.
Yes.
You have to get that ball out. First down inside the 30 at the 29 of Western Kentucky. On the handoff, it goes to Wayne Knight. As he slides between the center and the guard on the right side, Sebastian Benjamin takes him down, but a pickup of 4 on the right hash.
And a lot of hands on hips when it comes to the defense of Western Kentucky. Not just the defensive linemen, but even the linebackers. We're starting to see the size of the offensive line of James Madison starting to wear them down just a little bit as this third quarter's gone along.
Under 6 minutes to go in the third, tied at 14. Golden opportunity for James Madison off their second forced turnover of the night. Second down and 6. Atkins in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Quick throw to the outside. Dallison makes the catch, a yard short of the first down on the James Madison sideline at the 20-yard line. A gain of 5, but they needed 6, third and short.
Billy Atkins right now 9 of 15, 119 yards, and he has gotten more and more comfortable, but more importantly, more and more confident running this football team.
3 receivers bunched left, but instead they'll hand it off. It's Wayne Knight picking up the first down and more as he spun off a tackle at the 20-yard line and takes it to the 16. Kent Robinson, the corner, down, shaken up, and it might be a bruised ego after he allowed that tackle to break free.
Yeah, his feelings got hurt more than his body got hurt. You're exactly right, because he had him at the point of attack and could not bring him down. He may not only just need a physical timeout, he may need a mental timeout after what happened to him, having his manhood taken away on that run by James Madison.
So, with 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, we are tied at 14 in the Boca Raton Bowl here in Boca Raton, Florida at FAU Stadium on the campus of Florida Atlantic University. Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, and Evan Cohen here in attendance. Evan on the sideline tonight. Of course, Evan of Unsportsmanlike every day, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio. And by the way, I have been very remiss in not saying this.
Okay.
A happy birthday to our buddy, Freddie Coleman, tonight, who turns 34 years old.
Really? That's
Yes.
news to me. From at 25 to that, then yeah, you get it. I'm celebrating my 21st birthday. I'm not 21, but I'm celebrating my 21st birthday. But thank you so much for everybody. That's very, very kind of you guys to do that.
We've got 4:52 left in the third quarter. Tied at 14. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Every fan knows the right player in the right position can be a game changer. Put LifeLock between your identity and identity thieves to monitor and alert you to threats you could miss. Plus, with a U.S.-based restoration specialist on your team, you won't have to face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other losses from identity theft alone. All backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package. Change the game on identity theft. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/sports.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown. He throws a block and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first TD scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio. and the ESPN app.
James Madison trailed 14-7 at the half after they had an early 7-0 lead. But at the same time, they have been able to come back. Western Kentucky goes 3-out on their first series of the second half, and then they turn it over on a trick play that went horribly awry. And James Madison now has an opportunity to take a lead once again in the red zone.
Yeah, we're 1.8 miles away from the beach, and right now, James Madison is trying to throw the Hilltoppers out into the water. They've been so good on this drive, and we've seen the 2 turnovers that have happened for Western Kentucky trying to be cute. We saw it on this previous possession offensively, but they try to backwards pass. James Madison, they stuck to what they do best. If it's not there, run the football and try to wear down the defense of Western Kentucky.
So here comes James Madison after the injury to Kent Robinson, the corner. Robinson has been replaced out there on the far side by Jai Eugene at corner. They've gotten very thin because of the transfer portal. Billy Atkins on first down at the 16-yard line. Takes a shotgun snap for James Madison. Dumps it left. It's Knight. Knight trying to find room in the flat. And just outside the left hash, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage as Keyshawn Swanson sniffed it out.
And Kylan Guidry also sniffed it out because he got up the field very quickly and forced that play back to the inside. He was really good seeing that was going to be a quick screen to the left side, got up the field, took on the block, forced it back inside to the pressure, and they were able to rally to the football when it came to the Hilltoppers defense.
Clock ticking down toward 4 minutes left in the third quarter. James Madison and Western Kentucky tied at 14. The Dukes with the football, 2nd down and 10, just outside the 16. There's a fake handoff, and running it inside is J.C. Evans, the backup quarterback, who has a touchdown pass on a jump pass tonight. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, old number 23, Keyshawn Swanson, in on the play once again. They do such a great job of putting him in different spots, Chris. We'll see him line up on the outside. Sometimes they bring him to a linebacker position. He's done a really good job being able to find those open seams and really blow up plays against the offense of James Madison tonight.
Swanson, 8 tackles, Freddie, 1.5 for loss and a pass breakup tonight. He's been busy. 3rd down and 10 at the 16. Receivers stacked to the left side. Twins out wide right, including Garrison in the slot. In the shotgun, it's Billy Atkins. Here comes the blitz. Fires over the middle. Hits Garrison at the 10, but immediately taken down. Terrific play by Swanson once again, right on his back. Well short of the first down, and here comes the field goal unit.
Good defensive design by Tyson Summers, the defensive coordinator of Western Kentucky. You bring in the blitz, but you know it's 3rd and 11. You play zone coverage behind it, keep everything in front of you, and rally to the football. And anytime Keyshawn Swanson has rallied to the football, he's been able to win that one-on-one battle on the defensive side for Western Kentucky.
Noe Ruelas has not had a good night. He missed earlier from 47, had one blocked from 56. This will be from 28 inside the left hash. Good snap, good spot. Ruelas sweeps the leg, puts it up and through to give James Madison a 17-14 lead with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. That drive, 8 plays, 30 yards, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So they do capitalize with points off the turnover.
But doesn't it feel like a tie in terms of the Western Kentucky defense? After having that play against your defense, the offense gets a short field, and you did a really good job keeping them out of the end zone. This is a bend, don't break defense. But when they have to step up and put them behind the line of scrimmage or behind the chains just a little bit, give a lot of credit to James Madison. You turn that turnover into points, but give a lot of credit to Western Kentucky defense, not allowing that to become 6 points and a potential 7 points against your team.
Easton Messer is back deep. On to kickoff is Ruelas, who converted on that field goal a moment ago. Ruelas has had a really good season.
Yes, he has.
14 of 16, and this was far from what he was used to tonight. The block field goal and then the straight-out miss on a 47-yard. So the Dukes decked out in their purple, set to kick off. Ruelas puts it in the air, and on a couple of bounces, it will roll into the end zone from the 5 in for the touchback.
How smart was that by Easton Messer? Most people in that situation, you get a little worm burner, try to pick it up, and even though no one's in the right position, he said, you know what, that's got enough spin on it. It's going to land in the end zone. Now we're not starting inside the 20-yard line. Really a bright play by Easton Messer to use the football advantage for his advantage and not to the special teams of James Madison.
And it's got to be a little tempting to try to scoop that up and make something happen, but it takes too much time.
Yeah, it's like the last piece of chicken wing at the dinner table. You know it's tempting. You know you shouldn't take it because you had enough, but he decided to leave it alone and let somebody else have that chicken.
I don't know that feeling. Here is Velkamp to throw, dumps it left, and hit as he throws incomplete.
An incomplete forward pass. Second down.
The head coach of James Madison, Bob Chesney, is livid right now. He thinks that wasn't a forward pass.
There is no foul for intentional.
Yeah, it is good. Elijah Young was in the vicinity, and it was a forward pass. So it's the right play by Velkamp to avoid the sack and a big play because Elijah Young was in pass pro and then getting rid of the football and the ball was in his direction, so he can't get that call for intentional grounding.
KJ Flo was right at the lower body of Velkamp. Velkamp on second down will hand it off to the right side and into the 30-yard line, a pickup of 5 on that run. It's Elijah Young, who's at tough sledding all night tonight. 9 carries for just 36 yards.
Yeah, he usually averages 4.5 yards a carry, and they even mentioned how he's gotten better each and every game and not just running the football. We've seen a lot of tough runs happen by him, but he's not been afraid of the contact for Western Kentucky.
Myers in motion to the far side. Left. Here's Velkamp to throw. Pressure coming. Fires over the middle. Wide open is Smith all the way down inside the 30 to the 20. Inside the 10 and finally run out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Dalvin Smith making big plays all over the place. That'll go for 66 yards.
There was a miscommunication. 2 players went to Easton Messer on the underneath route, and then Dalvin Smith got behind the secondary. You never see anybody that wide open in football unless 2 things happen: a busted coverage or somebody blew a tire. There was a busted coverage and miscommunication, and a great job by Velkamp being on the money and reading that and making the right connection.
Velkamp 241 yards tonight, now over 3,000 on the season. First and goal. Hands it off, Elijah Young. No, sir. Right at the point of the attack, he got drilled by Gannon Weathersby at the 5.
Weathersby on this man, I mean, he must have been a hell of a wrestler in high school, Chris, because he knows that low man is going to win. He got beneath the ball carrier where he was not able, when it comes to Young, to use his legs and bully him. Great job getting low, playing his keys, staying in that position, and pushing him back.
Matheson and Keyshawn Johnson wide left, 2 tight ends, 1 to each side. Velkamp play action, lofting left. Johnson's got it for the touchdown, but we've got a penalty flag in the end zone. James Madison thinks it's going to be pass interference against Matheson.
Yeah, it was an illegal
pass
pick.
Interference, number 4.
Yep.
Offense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
You got to do mirror technique because you know that you have to try to make some kind of contact, but you got to know exactly how not to get into the way of the guy trying to cover somebody on the pick play. He ran right into the defender. It made it an easy call for the referee to throw that pass interference penalty against Western Kentucky.
So 29 seconds left in the third quarter, and that all of a sudden moves the football all the way back to the 20-yard line where it is second and goal. That could be a crushing penalty after a 66-yard pass to Dalvin Smith set up Western Kentucky first and goal at the 5. Velkamp in the shotgun, flanked by running backs, fakes to both, drops to throw, in trouble and dropped. It's Eric O'Neal with his 13th sack of the season back at the 30-yard line. And now some late pushing and shoving in the backfield. Some of the Western Kentucky offensive linemen were not happy with the way he took down Velkamp. It was almost like a wrestler takedown.
Well, if you show as much ability and also fight to block him at the point of attack, you shouldn't get more fight there when he had the chance to make the sack. That's on Stacey Wilkins, number 1, trying to create that kind of discomfort. But you cannot have a tight end block this guy. Noah Myers is a good tight end catching the ball, trying to block a guy like that with 17 tackles for loss and 12 sacks. That is not a good play designed by the offensive scheme of Western Kentucky.
Game clock is ticking down toward the end of the third quarter, and it hits 0-0. It goes officially as just a loss of 6 yards, which is generous, but it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 26 of James Madison for Western Kentucky when we start the fourth quarter. The Dukes have a 17-14 lead over the Hilltoppers. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code OT on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This holiday season, make Champ Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champ Sports store or champsports.com. Champ Sports, sport for life.
I'm Kevin Winter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Time 9 for tonight's trivia question brought to you by Dr. Pepper. There are 4 coaches who are in their 30s coaching in this year's playoff. Who was the last coach in his 30s to win a college football national championship? Our trivia question brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's not bowl season without the delicious taste of an ice cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a Pepper thing. Chris Carlin, birthday boy, and Evan Cohen. I'm expecting a lot out of you guys. Last coach in his 30s to win a national championship. Back to you.
That is a great question.
I want to say Urban Meyer.
In his 30s?
I think
he that young?
I think he got it in Florida when he was 39.
Wow.
38.
Wow.
That's just off the top of my head when he did it in Florida. So that
That's not bad.
after he left Utah, when he went undefeated and got to Florida.
How about Bob Stoops?
Stoops may be, because Oklahoma, his first national championship.
Yeah.
I think he's about 35. I'm gonna slide with you. I think it's Bob Stoops when they beat Florida State. I'm gonna slide with you.
I know I'm forgetting somebody in between.
Yeah.
I just don't want to really give credit to anybody that young being able to do that. Here is Veldkamp on third down and goal at the 26. A quick throw out to the left, well short of the goal line on 3rd and goal. He connected with Elijah Young out of the backfield, and it will be the field goal unit that will come on for Western Kentucky. Made it a more manageable field goal, a pickup of 13. So here comes Lucas Carnero, Conference USA Special Teams Player of the Year, to a field goal from 31 yards to tie the game up 17-14. James Madison with the lead for the moment. Waiting to snap, good spot, puts it down, kick is up, and it is good from 31 yards. Great job by Maynard to get it down, and we are all tied at 17 to begin the fourth quarter.
We talked about before we came back at the beginning of the fourth quarter when it was 3rd and goal to 27. I said they can get about 10 to 12 yards, make it a manageable field goal, and they wound up getting 13. You got to be smart and understand game situations, not about how much you can get, but what can you do to make it a more manageable chance to put some points on the board and tie this game. And they did exactly that in that 3rd down call by Western Kentucky.
So Caden Veldkamp, 20 of 28 tonight, 254 yards, 2 touchdowowns. Young man that a season ago for Western Kentucky was the famous Toastery Bowl MVP, where he led them from a 28-0 deficit coming off the bench and throwing for 383 yards and 5 touchdowns against Old Dominion.
And he's a hometown kid, born in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And Tyson Helton, the head coach, said, yeah, at times the support is great, but at times it can be very deflating because people have high expectations of you. Give him a lot of credit that he comes in last year, wins the job late, and he leads to a bowl victory, and then he loses the job early on. The starting quarterback gets injured, he steps in, and he was Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year, first team All-League.
On to kick off is Riley Stevens. Cam Ross is back deep for James Madison. Stevens puts it in the air. Line drive kick that will go well out of the back of the end zone for the touchback, and James Madison will come back on the field. Let's get downstairs to Evan.
Chris, you know, the fact that Western Kentucky is even here is amazing. The reason that they're in a game, the reason they have a program is a man by the name of Jack Harbaugh. Yes, Jim and John's dad. It was the coach for 14 years at Western Kentucky. But that program in 1992 was as dead as McSchnoot. He raised $6 million.
No,
Listen.
Shut it down.
Oh, Evan,
as dead as
well
McShute.
done, Evan.
Now, listen,
well done, Evan.
Terrible job.
I'm on his side.
No.
I got you, Evan. Well done.
Shut it down. As dead as McShute. Oh,
Evan for the win. Evan for the win.
Oh, man. On first down, here's Billy Atkins running a quarterback draw himself and picking up 3 yards. For those who are unaware, Evan Cohen, co-host of Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio with Chris Canty and Michelle Smallman, was challenged today to get in 9 different words or phrases into the broadcast, and that clearly was going to be the most difficult one.
And he did it.
And I'm sitting here thinking, do I shut it down as he brings up Jack Harbaugh? Let it go. And then he just really sticks it to us. You know what? You got me, Evan. You got me.
Attaboy, Evan.
Here's the handoff on second down, and not much doing right here for George Pettaway. I'm sorry, on the jet sweep, it was Yamir Knight who tripped up and got to the 29-yard line, maybe a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Terrence Ellis was so good from the middle linebacker position, able to get in between the blockers, and they tried to pull him around a little zone option read. He was able to win that one-on-one battle on the outside and make that play for the defense of the Hilltoppers.
In the shotgun is Billy Atkins. He has been rotating all night with J.C. Evans at quarterback. Atkins has got Wayne Knight to his right. Drops the throw. Fires it over the middle, shallow cross, and he connects across the 40-yard line. A reception made by Lloyd. Check that by Yamir Knight, who had his number changed right before the game. That's what threw me off there. Gain of 14 for Knight.
Just the under route. You just bring him underneath on a shallow cross. You run away, and you're looking at the defense. You're saying, an outside linebacker's covering my guy. My guy should win that battle. He was able to win that running away from Sebastian Benjamin, the outside linebacker, who was perilous in that coverage for Western Kentucky.
First down at the 43-yard line of James Madison. We're tied at 17 early in the fourth quarter. Handoff, stretch play, near side, big gainer for Pettaway across the 45, just outside the right seam, and down to the 41-yard line of Western Kentucky.
It was a terrific read by Billy Atkins. They had 3 secondary guys 15 yards away from the line of scrimmage. He knew the numbers was in his favor, so you fake a counter one way, and you run a little action the other way to Pettaway. That's one of their pet plays, where they pull the right guard and the right tackle on one side and run the running back to the other side.
Chandler Matthews, the middle linebacker, made the stop. Evan wants to finish up his story about the Harbaughs in a moment. We will. Sit tight, since you burned us a moment ago. First down at the 42.
What do you mean us?
Atkins in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Quick throw right on the sideline. Tackle broken by Dollison inside the 30 and run out of bounds at the 26-yard line. This play by Dollison to keep his feet, breaking a tackle, move the chains once again. Devontae Matthews missed that stop, and it turns into a gain of 18.
They bring the corner blitz, the left corner in the boundary, able to come on the blitz to go where he vacated, and usually you expect him to make that tackle in the safety position. He was unable to do so when it came to Devontae Matthews.
And we've got a stoppage.
The previous play is in a further review.
I think they're going to check to see if maybe his knee was down.
I was thinking the same thing because Ellison did a great job trying to maintain that balance and trying to stay on his feet and get further down the field. And they ran that left corner boundary blitz that's trying to get a little pressure on the quarterback of James Madison.
Here in Boca Raton, we are tied at 17 with 11:05 left in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
No matter how good you are at protecting your personal info, you can't stop others from dropping the ball. Places like retailers, doctors, and airlines can accidentally expose your info, leaving you open to identity theft. That's why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for identity theft and will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't drop the ball. Get LifeLock today. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/sports. Terms apply.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that, your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/teamwork to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/teamwork.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown. He throws a block and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first TD scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You're listening to the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Amari Dollison's knee ruled down all the way back at the 38-yard line. So that gain of 18, only a gain of 4 after the broken tackle. That was not, as it turns out. And his right knee clearly went down. So after the review for James Madison, that will push the football back. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 at the Western Kentucky 38. 11 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, rather. And we are tied at 17.
And give him a lot of credit because if that right knee had not gotten down on the ground, he just did a great job getting away from Devontae Matthews. Like we mentioned, they brought that corner blitz from the boundary for Western Kentucky, but as we saw in the replay, the right knee was definitely down, making a 2nd down situation for James Madison.
Mallory is split out wide left as a receiver. Here's Atkins to throw. Turns, fires left. Caught, far sideline, 22-yard line. Dylan Williams, the freshman receiver, made the reception, and they'll say he stepped out right at the 23, but 15 yards and a 1st down on Williams' first catch of the night for the Dukes.
Such a good route, Chris, because he sells them on the post route. He gets the defensive back to open his hips, then he quickly gets to the outside. Great timing route, but a great use of the ability as the defense was off coverage and sold them on the inside and broke it to the outside on that big play.
James Madison trying to break the tie at 17. They have forced 2 turnovers tonight. Pistol formation. Petaway is the running back. behind Atkins. Atkins fakes the handoff. He rolls to his left, off-balance throw down the left sideline and out of bounds by a good 15 yards in the far corner of the end zone.
When you can get pressure with three guys, that makes it a lot easier in your defense. They were able to have that kind of pressure with three people, and that was a coverage almost sack. They were so good in the back end. That allowed Hosea Wheeler to make that kind of pressure from his defensive tackle position.
2nd down and 10 at the 23 of Western Kentucky. Billy Atkins remains a quarterback here. Amir Knight goes in a slot right. Cam Ross goes wide right. Tight end shifts over to the near side. That's Taylor Thompson. And now Bob Chesney wants a timeout.
He had no choice because they made a substitution. So that allows Western Kentucky to do a substitution. And it looked like they walked on the field of the Jeopardy theme because the two defensive tackles, they were taking their time. They're slow newsing. They were slow walking. And he had to take a timeout because they did not have enough time to run that play.
10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. We are tied at 17 between James Madison and Western Kentucky. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
We're brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like how you check that you've got your tickets first before heading to the game. Or like how you check you've downloaded the latest episodes of your favorite podcasts before hitting the road. Checking first is smart, and it's easy. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. Because with Allstate, you get reliable coverage and great protection. And while both can save a football game, they can also save your wallet. Visit allstate.com or call a local agent today to see how much you can save. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
17. So it's going to be interesting what kind of play calling, but what kind of fortitude you can find on either side to find a way to finish this game no matter what the score is right now.
You know what? The story that we didn't touch out of that championship game between Jacksonville State and Western Kentucky after they played in back-to-back weeks. How about Rich Rodriguez really resurrecting his career at Jacksonville State and now headed back to Morgantown to coach West Virginia, and that was a hero's welcome.
Yeah, he should thank his press agent, Pat McAfee, because I guarantee you, Pat McAfee, a native son of West Virginia like Rich Rodriguez, had a lot of sway involving that hire. Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it is what it is when it comes to Rich Rodriguez going back home to West Virginia.
And, of course, Pat played for him there in Morgantown. Rich was a really good coach at West Virginia.
No doubt.
So, Western Kentucky leaves the offense on the field. It is a 4th down and 1 on the season. They have converted 18 times on 4th down. Veldkamp comes up under center, takes the snap, quarterback sneak. He's got it to the 41-yard line as he went right off the right guard. Smart move.
Yep.
As he just found the little crease where he could make some hay.
He did a great job running behind Rodney Newsom Jr., the right guard, to your point, Chris, because he saw where the defense was slanted away. He knew that seam was there, and Rodney Newsom was able to win that matchup on the other side, taking out the defensive tackle of James Madison.
3 minutes, 20 seconds, clock ticking. Western Kentucky down 24-17. Hilltoppers have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout with the football at their 41. Caden Veldkamp takes the snap. He has hit the backfield. He lost the ball. It's a strip sack. James Madison has recovered it for the turnover. It is Kyrie Mans coming up with the sack and recovering the football. Unbelievable play.
He was so good. Getting skinny, getting around the corner, beating the block of the right tackle, Marshall Jackson. He did a fantastic job with his speed, and then once again making a play. And I'm still trying to figure out why they were trying to block their outstanding defensive ends with a tight end. It didn't work, but Norm Myers tried to do that against Eric O'Neal. Why would they think it'll work on the other side against Kyrie Mans, getting the strip sack and the ball back for James Madison?
I mean, between Mans this season, who had 8 sacks and 11.5 tackles for loss, and O'Neal with 12 sacks and 17.5. I mean, that is ridiculous production. And just that mere thought that you've made that point a couple of times tonight. How can you try to block that guy with a tight end?
Yeah, I ran into his mom and dad who dressed up for the games. His dad dressed up as a King Duke, where his son was more than a prince on that play, making a king-size play for the defensive line of James Madison.
1.5 tackles for loss. The sack, his first of the night. James Madison hands it off on first down. Petaway near side right, 20. And he is dancing on the sideline, knocked out at the 10-yard line. Western Kentucky almost caught napping as Petaway turned on the Jets on the simple off-tackle run as he got to the corner and picked up 24. A terrific block from Omarion Dollison, the receiver.
Yeah, Devontae Matthews, the free safety, he was trying to do too much. He was trying to make a big play, and he got caught inside. And the minute that happened, Petaway was able to use that block on the outside from the wide receivers and get down the sidelines for a big play. This is when you really have to rely on your keys and be disciplined. That undisciplined play by the free safety of Western Kentucky allowed that big run to happen for James Madison.
So it'll be first down, James Madison at the 14. Pistol formation, Petaway and Wayne Knight in the backfield. Knight sent in motion to the far side. Petaway the call. Straight ahead run. Taking on plenty of contact at the 10-yard line and still fighting for it. Inside the 10, they'll mark him down officially at the 9.
Western Kentucky, 30 seconds.
And they have no choice but to start spending those timeouts with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining and knocking on the door for a 2-score lead. The James Madison Dukes off their third forced turnover of the night.
Yeah, George Petaway, 14 carries, 100 yards, and that toughness of the run has been able to make that work. And Chris, your point is well thought out in terms of their third turnover and how many times we've seen that happen with James Madison has been able to make them pay. They're able to do it now. They're able to find a way to salt this game away because now the advantages are back in their favor. That offensive line leaning on them, and you got a tough run in George Petaway that can make those yards count against the opposing defense.
I mean, talk about that James Madison defense that came in having forced 26 turnovers on the season. That was 6th in the FBS, and they've got 3 more tonight. On the year, they are a plus 20.
Yeah. And you know where they were plus at? When they decided to go back to what they did best. When we saw the first possession, third quarter, they weren't sitting back. They said, we're coming after you in the run game and the passing game. That completely flipped this game around on their side.
2nd down and 6 at the 9-yard line of Western Kentucky. Here is Atkins running it himself. Cuts inside the 10 and slithers down inside the 5. He's close to a first down. Timeout, Western Kentucky.
Charge him out of the half. Western Kentucky, 30 seconds.
2:16 left. Now they have got it. They marked him down at the 6. That wasn't a very generous spot.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the replay right now and seeing exactly where he might have come down. I think they call him his elbow may have landed at the 6-yard line when he was trying to get a little bit further for yardage. But I love the little quarterback counterplay. He was being patient, didn't try to run out of bounds. Get what you can. He almost rewarded himself with getting close to a first down, even though it's 3rd and manageable right now for James Madison.
George Pettaway, 14 carries, 100 yards tonight. He has had 75 yards or more rushing in 8 games this season, and 212 yards rushing for James Madison on 43 carries this evening. Now, what becomes interesting here is the ability of James Madison, if they get the first down and force them to take their last time out, to simply run out the clock. And the pistol is Atkins. He's got Wright behind him, and now Wright will line up as the quarterback in a penalty flag. And Western Kentucky saying it's against James Madison, and the officials agree.
Illegal snap, number 58, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's Tanner Morris, and now that kind of takes that out of play. Instead of 3rd and short, you're looking more to 3rd and 7.
And there was no reason for Tanner Morris to panic. You have the advantage of the offensive line. You've been able to have them in a reduced position, and there was no reason to try to hurry that up. Just take your time. Let them dance around if they want to. Let them go, whatever that is. You're able to snap the football and then just run the football when the defense is at your mercy, not the other way around.
I love that description.
You're welcome. I'm here for you.
3rd down and call it 7 at the 11. Billy Atkins in the shotgun. George Wright to his right. They're going to check with the sideline.
I think Chet is going to call timeout.
Play clock runs down.
Charged him out of the half. James Madison, 30 seconds.
Now, the clock was stopped, so there was no need on that. The play clock was just down.
Yeah, here's why he called the timeout. He wanted to see what the defense looked like. Yep. The minute he saw that, he walked right over to the referee and said, let's get a timeout. Even if they change it, he wants to make sure, okay, what's the play that we want in this situation? Because you know this, Chris. Coaches practice these things all the time. 3rd and 8, ball inside the 20-yard line of the opponent. What are the 4 or 5 plays that we want to run in this situation that we know that even if it doesn't get a first down, it's not going to be a negative play? So a smart timeout by Chesley to say, all right, we see what the defense looks like. Here's the play we're going to run no matter what they do when we come back out at the snap of the ball.
So with 2:16 left, 3rd down and 8, Western Kentucky down 24-17. James Madison with the football at the 11-yard line. 1 timeout for Western Kentucky plus the 2-minute timeout. 2 receivers out wide left, Dollison wide right. In the backfield, Wayne Knight to the right of Atkins. Knight takes the handoff, cuts back inside the 10, takes it down near the 6. They'll mark him down officially at the 7. Western Kentucky will let the clock run down to the 2-minute timeout as 4th down comes up.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And so, Western Kentucky trying to find a way to stay alive, down 24-17, and a 4th down coming up for James Madison, and a simple chip shot field goal makes it a 2-score game. James Madison 24, Western Kentucky 17 at the 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This holiday season, make Champs Sports your go-to destination for head-to-toe sports style. Whether you're shopping for family, friends, or yourself, we've got the perfect gifts to fit everyone's style. From trendy sneakers to cozy fleece, our collection is inspired by sport and designed for everyday life. And don't miss our exciting Sport for Life campaign, out now. Make this holiday unforgettable with gifts for the entire family. Shop your local Champs Sports store or champsports.com. Champs Sports, sport for life.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup. Prize Picks even invented the flex play, so you can still cash out if one of your picks doesn't hit. On Prize Picks, you can mix and match players from different sports. Real money sports action while watching football.
Download the Prize Picks daily fantasy app today and use code OT and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code OT on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is the Boca Raton Bowl on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Been a terrific game here in Boca Raton, Florida. Chris Carlin, Freddie Coleman, Evan Cohen. 24-17, James Madison with the lead. The Dukes, after forcing their 3rd turnover of the night on a strip sack by Kyrie Mans, now have the football at the 7-yard line of James Madison of Western Kentucky with an opportunity to kick a field goal and make it a 2-score game. Now, it has been a bit of an adventure tonight for James Madison in kicking field goals. They have missed one from 47, and they have had one blocked. Noah Ruelas has connected as well earlier, and he's going to get an opportunity here to make it a 2-score game. This will be from 25. Snap. Spot is down. Kick is up, and it is good. And the Dukes have taken a 2-score lead, 27-17, with 1 minute and 57 seconds remaining.
Give Ryan Hansen a lot of credit, the holder, because that snap was a little slim shady getting back to him, but he's able to handle that with ease and put it right down where the kicker needed to be, because that could have gone completely wayward. But he did a fantastic job settling his hands and settling the ball to make it an easier attempt and make it go through for James Madison.
And so James Madison will kick off, and Western Kentucky has just 1 timeout remaining. And they're down by 10 points. This would be Western Kentucky's first loss here in the Boca Raton Bowl. They've been here 2 other times before, and they have lit it up. They put up 50 points in each of those 2 wins back in 2016 over Memphis, team coached by Mike Norvell, and then back in 2021 with Bailey Zappi setting NCAA records with 5,700 yards in a season and 63 touchdowns. Cristiano Rosa will kick off for JMU. Back deep is Easton Messer. Be interested to see if he'll take a chance at bringing it out here if he has the opportunity. Line drive kick. It's going to bounce short at the 20. They will field it and try to bring it out across the 15, but not much more. Terrific play on special teams on the attempted return by Cameron Flowers. shut down by Trayshawn Da.
Not a bad first year for James Madison when you lose an entire team. That a lot of those guys went with Kurt Signetti to Indiana University, where they're about to play in a playoff this Friday versus Notre Dame. But, boy, Chesky's been able to find some guys all over the place. And look at the kind of football team that's only the beginning for him in Harrisonburg, Virginia with James Madison.
Western Kentucky on first down. Velkamp to throw. He throws a long out to the 30-yard line, caught by Hutchinson. He'll rush back to the line of scrimmage. They'll pick up 9 on the play. Looks like they're going to have a 2nd down and 1. They almost moved the sticks, but it will be 2nd and 1. Velkamp again out of the gun, trying to hurry it up. Fires it left, right on the numbers. It's caught. Once again, it's Hutchinson. First down to the 33-yard line. Clock stops. They move the chains. 1:27 left, and they'll restart it. Western Kentucky has one more timeout. Velkamp, quick out, throws right, connects with Messer at the 40. Broke a tackle all the way out to the 50-yard line. And on the numbers, he's taken down in the secondary by Ray Williams, the senior safety. Another first down and a gain of 18.
Smart, quick throws, getting the ball in your hands quickly, finding guys on the move.
1:12 left. Velkamp, quick out to the right. And it's incomplete, intended for Keyshawn Johnson at the 41-yard line.
They're leaving everything in front when it comes to James Madison defense. You want to catch a little 5-yard in, a 5-yard out. Not a lot of press coverage, backing off a little zone principles under the linebackers, keeping everything in front to try to rally the football and keep everything in bounds.
2nd down and 10. Velkamp will go to the gun. 4 wides, 2 by 2. Elijah Young in the backfield. They're going to bring late pressure. Velkamp to throw, nearly intercepted. Stepping in front was Gannon Weathersby on the pass intended for Messer at the 41-yard line, but he couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, he telegraphed that throw, and Weathersby did everything right, playing his keys and looking into the eyes of the quarterback. And if that ball had been a little bit more on target, it would have hit 1-7 and Gannon Weathersby right between the numbers for the 4th potential turnover tonight by Western Kentucky.
1:02 left, 3rd and 10. The Hilltoppers at the 49 of James Madison. Down by 10. Velkamp drops to throw with time, fires, incomplete, off the hands of Hutchinson at the 40-yard line. Barksdale right there to help break it up.
If he catches that, he may have gotten the first down, the ball a little bit behind him. Still, that's a catchable ball that you should be able to bring in, even though the ball was a little off target from your quarterback, Caden Velkamp.
55 seconds left, and this is it. 4th and 10 for Western Kentucky. They'll go 2 by 2 to each side. Shotgun snap to Velkamp. Drops to throw over the middle. Incomplete. He led Messer too much. And James Madison is going to hold on for a bowl win here in Boca Raton as they take over on downs with 52 seconds left.
And Chris, you're exactly right. He had him on what we've seen, a little choice route. They gave him outside leverage. He gets inside across the face of that defender. You just make an accurate throw. There's no safety help in the middle. He might run for a little bit longer to keep this drive alive. Instead, one of the few times we've seen an inaccurate throw from Velkamp and not able to make that connection. And how about James Madison finding a way to get this done in the second half?
I don't think the ball had hit the ground yet before they were dumping the Gatorade on Bob Chesney.
And good for him. A man who left Holy Cross, had a lot of success at FCS level, and in his first year at the FBS school, not only doing quite well in the Sun Belt, but having a chance to beat a team that had not lost in their previous appearances in the Boca Raton Bowl.
Atkins takes the snap, takes a knee. They'll need to do it one more time, by the way. That last field goal, important to a lot of people.
Yes, it is. Because if you're going to find a way to make sure that counts at the Boca Raton Bowl, you want to make sure that the cash flow is going to be there for you.
Atkins takes the snap, takes a knee, and that's going to do it. The James Madison Dukes, in their first official bowl-eligible season, come here to Boca Raton, and they take out the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers